We follow the moons, the wind in our sails. Adventure will call. You will all hear our tale.
Hello, good evening folks, and welcome back to the channel for another episode of the Chronicles of Iridica. Before we get on, we are just going to quickly run through our announcements and then jump straight in. So starting with our love, as always, for Game Tea. So we have started recently doing like a little sort of product showcase at the start. So this week I'm going to be showing off, because I bought it just yesterday from UK Games Expo, they're all pretty brand new Games Master t-shirt. It's so new they don't even have a picture of it on their website yet, so I can't put one up on screen, so you've got to look at mine. So they do all these wonderful classes in this tarot design that they've been doing, and previously they've done stickers, they've done prints, and now they have just started doing the t-shirts in that style, which I absolutely love. Their t-shirts are really, really comfortable as well. I have lots of nerdy t-shirts, and the Game Tea ones are some of the most comfortable. And I love the overall design of it anyway. I love the tarot aesthetic, but I also love the fact that it's kind of mostly image-based, because a lot of DM t-shirts that you get have got like lengthy slogans of "I am the DM," "I am the Weaver of Fates," etc., etc. And that's just not me personally. I don't like t-shirts covered in text, because I feel like it's inviting people to treat me like a billboard. So I like images on my t-shirts, and this is a lovely one. So if you want to check them out and show them some love, go to gametea.co.uk/Iridica, or use the code Iridica at checkout and you get 5% off, which is lovely. So yeah, go show them some love. And we also have to show our love as well for tabletopaudio.com. They are the providers of our background ambience. They have a wonderful library of background themes for all sorts of different scenarios. And yeah, if you need some ambience for your tabletop game, go over, show them some love. They're fantastic. And final announcement that we mentioned last week is that we now have merch in our Teespring store. So if you go to tinyurl.com/Iridica, then yeah, you can go and check us out. We don't have much stuff in there at the moment. We will probably be adding more designs as and when we get the chance. But just to test the waters at the moment, we do have our Iridica logo and Stay Nerdy t-shirts and hoodies in there. So yeah, check them out. And of course, if you enjoy the shenanigans and you want to keep up, please like, follow, subscribe, delete as appropriate. It all helps the channel. It makes us feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And all of our socials are listed down below. So with all that said, last session. So Flynn departed for Iridica to help out Sparrow's sister Bryony. But before leaving, Sparrow spoke with his book about the fallen god Ordinaire, learning that he was not the target of the Great Sundering, and in fact sacrificed himself, and that rather than being the god of fate, he was the guardian of the threads of those who were deemed to be fate-touched. Visiting the village of Rayhasfeld, Sparrow and Erebus were told by multiple sources that there had been no problems with goblins for roughly the last 15 years, and that the job was actually never raised with the Skyfarers Guild, having been taken care of by the party's new acquaintances, Cerise and Segrid.
Was it though? Was it?
They investigated the town, finding signs of strange goings-on. The population was too small for a town of its size. There was no governing body, no cleric, and a great deal of abandoned buildings. They learnt that in the recent visit from the Dawnside, none of the crew spent any time in town, merely visiting an abandoned residence before leaving again. Erebus had a momentary lapse in memory, drawing his dagger without realising. The rest of the crew reported no such lapses, though Vasama had received treatment from Azanis for a broken wrist following a nasty fall in the street. As some of the crew stayed in the tavern overnight, Sparrow and Erebus snuck into the town hall, finding records of a much larger population, as well as a mayor who contradicted the locals' claims of self-governance. On the way out, they spied a reflection of a humanoid face watching them from the storage room, although they were nowhere to be seen upon looking to face this figure directly. Searching the storage room, it was devoid of life, with the only way in or out being the main door to the foyer, which the party had entered through. Unsettled, and with a growing list of questions about this seemingly idyllic village, Sparrow and Erebus set off back to the tavern to prepare to visit the Goblin Caves the next morning. And that is where we pick up. Well, I will just quickly throw in, which I did forget to call out during the starting it announcements, was because this is basically very much an investigation-based thing that the party is up to. I ask very kindly that anyone in our live chat on Twitch, if you think you figured it out, don't post spoilers in chat, because it's fun to let the players in the party work it out on their own. But you can give yourself a pat on the back if you do figure it out beforehand. So, with that said, you have just left the town hall. You have locked up behind you, and you are making your way back to the tavern. The what was it called? Dreams and Drams.
Dreams and Drams. I like that name so much.
It's cool. So, if it wasn't a ghost, what was it?
Because a person, if it's not a ghost, it's a fucking person, Erebus. Why would a ghost hide in a fucking store cupboard? Why would a ghost just... Why? If you're a ghost, you just stand there. You don't need to fucking hide in a store cupboard. And if you're a ghost, I hope you look a little bit fucking more, like, you know, well-rested than that. That looked a little bit malnourished, if I'm honest. If you're a ghost, why the fuck do you look like that?
I don't know. I didn't get to ask.
Yeah, you just maybe stand there for 20 fucking minutes while you lit some fucking candles.
Yeah, but I was thinking if it was a ghost and that, and it's restless.
If it's a ghost, and if it's already standing there, you don't need to summon it with fucking candles. You just talk to it. You talk out loud. I don't think lighting a few fucking candles is going to make the ghost go, oh my god, you've fucking done this. I'm going to come and sit in this, like, lovely circle you've made.
Well, I did try and talk to it, but you was there all charging in with your fucking swords.
Yeah, because someone was fucking spying at us from a cupboard.
Keep it down out there!
Sorry. Anyway,
Shh!
we need to go back.
You're waking the villagers.
I need to go back, make sure Marin's safe, because I have weird thoughts about this place, and I don't know if everybody here is a fucking goblin.
No, there could be ghosts.
I will fucking slap you.
Oh, makes a change from stabbing me, doesn't it?
I know, I'm trying to be kinder. This is how this is going.
Oh, okay.
I want you to head
Yes.
back to the ship and make sure Vasama got home safe.
Right.
Make sure everyone who was supposed to be on that ship is on that ship. I'm going to go to the pub. I'm going to make sure that my girlfriend is still there, and I'm going to look in on Azanis and make sure they're still there, because half the population doesn't fucking vanish, and Mare doesn't just vanish from the hearts and minds of the people she's governing.
They might do if they're ghosts.
Erebus,
I'm going. I'll see you later.
I'll meet you at the ship. After, Or do you know what? Breakfast sounds good. Come back for breakfast.
What, when we're coming back for breakfast, when we're going to the ship?
Is there a fucking sheep around here? What the fuck? I look around.
Yeah, there's just like a sheep just standing in the middle of the road between you and the tavern, just staring.
I cast speak with animals.
Okay.
Speak with animals. Say, do you mind? We're having a fucking conversation.
Do you have any food?
No.
I can wait.
Why would I give you food?
I'm hungry.
There's grass everywhere. Like, you're standing on it. That's fucking food.
You don't think you could get any better food?
No.
Oh.
Grass is the best food. Hey, wait a minute. Do you know any goblins?
No.
Did you see a lot of people that used to be here that were not the next day? Do people vanish?
I don't think so.
All right, go fucking eat some grass.
Okay.
Okay.
No one's been to fed me for a while.
What? Wait. You said no one's been to feed you.
Nah, someone used to bring us food.
Who?
Don't remember.
You don't remember, but you know that someone came and fed you.
Yeah, well, the food trough used to fill up every day.
And it doesn't
Hasn't
anymore.
been filled for a few days.
A few days. Ugh, whereabouts do you live?
Over at the farm.
Which farm?
And he just sort of like turns his head and points his like nose in, direction off in the map. Sort of Frostwood, Zephyrwood direction.
All right, I'll make sure someone's going to come and feed you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, fuck's sake. See that? You didn't hear that, but their fucking farmers vanished in the last few days, and they don't remember who they were, just that they used to have food, and now they don't have food anymore.
Probably because they're dead.
I need an adult.
Well, look at me. I'm an adult. I'm 19.
You were obsessing
Look
over
older.
shaving your bum fluff, and that is not.
I look 29. I could grow a full beard if I wanted to, but I went to the barber's. Now I'm all clean shaven. That's what I should have asked.
Erebus.
I should have asked for Sama whether she preferred beards or clean shaven.
Erebus. Go to the ship right the fuck now.
What about breakfast?
You can come back for breakfast. You need to go to my
Right.
fucking ship.
I'm going to the
And
ship.
make sure Felon and Azanis and Vasamar and Thalan are still fucking
Azanis
there.
is at the tavern.
Oh yeah, Azanis is at the tavern. Rayhasfeld.
I'll go back to the ship, make sure that all okay.
Thalan, Vasamar. I just want to know that they still fucking exist. Because you remember them if I say those names, yes?
Who?
I will
Yes,
fucking-
yes, okay.
I put my hand on my sword. All right, fucking go.
Okay.
All right,
See you later for breakfast.
for breakfast. Ugh, I go back to the tavern and I go look in and I knock on Azana's door.
Okay, yeah, you go up, you knock on the door. When you get in, obviously 4 a.m, the main tavern area is empty. Knock on the door, and a few moments later it opens up, and Marin is in
Oh,
there.
it's Azana's.
Yeah.
In Azana's room. Oh,
So, you weren't very quiet when you left.
sorry.
I don't know. I was a bit worried about you, so I came and sat with the Zanis.
Is Azana's in there?
Yeah, she's asleep at the moment.
Good. It's all right. Do you know what? Actually, all of us being together is probably the best thing we could probably do right now. People are vanishing in this place.
Oh.
People, one day they're there.
Where is Erebus?
Erebus has gone to the ship to check that, make
Oh,
sure
good.
Vasama and everyone else is still there.
Erebus has vanished.
Do me a favour. Tell me who's on our crew.
Um,
Humour me and give me the names.
Okay, you're scaring me a little. There is you, Sparrow,
Yes.
and then there is Erebus. I am Marin, that's Azan is over there. Then there is Rohisia, Felon, Basama, and I mean, not technically crew, but Thalan, the shopkeep. I think that is.
And you remember Flynn?
Oh, so, well, yes.
Yeah,
sorry,
I know, he's
yeah.
not current. No. I just give her a big hug. I'm like, okay, I was
Okay,
really...
did I do good?
You did very good. I was really worried I was going to come back and you weren't going to be here, so I'm glad I didn't go to your room first.
I was really hoping that you would.
No, I'm really glad I came here first because I was going to go to our room. Okay, yeah, let's stay with Azana's then for the rest of the night. And I tell her everything we found at the mayor's office and like the creepy face and everything. I don't know what to make of it. We just met a sheep coming back. The farmer that fed him is gone, and they don't even remember who it was. They just knew that their food tray gets food in it, and it hasn't been.
Oh. Did you give them some food?
No, I wanted to make sure you were all right. I'm gonna go to the local lady who runs the township, and just appraise her of the situation as much as I can, I guess. Unless they're all fucking goblins.
And they don't look like goblins.
No, but what if it's a spell of some kind? I don't even know. There's so much in my head. This is it. Are they all goblins in disguise, or are they all living their lives and there's invisible goblins around that is just picking people off without people knowing because they're invisible? Or is there like a whole thing where there's no goblins and there never has, or there were goblins 15 years ago and now someone is using the goblins?
She just kind of puts her hands on your shoulder. Like, okay.
Okay.
I can see you're having a lot of ideas at the moment. It's still in the middle of the night, so why don't we just lie down?
Yeah, I need an out.
And then in the morning we will have some of this very tasty breakfast.
Yes.
And then we can figure things out.
Okay. It's very busy in my head.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like curl up on the floor a little bit, like, here's good. This is good. I need a rest. Okay.
Make a perception check.
Oh no. No, I don't want to, Rob. I'm in blissful ignorance of anything else.
It's all right. We'll send Erebus off on his own. Maybe we should all stick together.
21. So you kind of just like in a moment of just like, oh fuck's sake, you just lie down on the floor. So there's a double bunk in there. Azana is sleeping up on the top bunk. Marin is kind of sitting up on the bottom bunk. As you sort of lie down and look over, there is what appears to be like a sort of leather backpack underneath the lower bunk.
Oh no, I'm about to. I should just ignore this, but I reach out and I like pull it towards me.
Okay. It's nicely it's nicely made. It's like quality craftsmanship. Not really any kind of identifying features or anything on it. It's got a sort of cloud motif sort of stitched into it. It's very nicely made bag.
This isn't yours, so Asana's is it?
Oh well, no, my stuff is in our room.
I don't recognise this as Asana's.
I don't know if it's Asana's.
I don't think it is. Can I roll? Would I recognise if it's? Have I never seen it before?
Make a history check. It is going to be a high DC because it's a very specific thing to.
I take back everything I said about my dice before we went live because this is actually fine. Oh god, I can't D&D anymore. It's been a day. Where's my skills? There we go. History. That's 16.
16. Don't recognise it.
I open it up and I look inside.
Okay, you open it. On the inside, there are. It basically looks sort of like an overnight bag. There's some changes of clothes in there. There looks to be a couple of tools in there, and there is a small leather-bound notebook.
Open it.
Okay, you open it up, and it looks like it's a sketchbook. And the first page that you open, there is a very nicely sketched out sort of scene of what looks to be like a sort of dockside scene.
Oh, I kind of like flip through.
Okay, yeah, you flip through, and there's another couple of docks. There's drawings of a couple of sky ships, and as you keep flicking through, you stop at a page which appears to be a sketch of Captain Stormwind.
This isn't Vasarma's. No, she's a painter. But she didn't come up here.
No, she went back to the ship, as far as I know.
This is Stormwind. I turn it and show it to her. Right, that's Stormwind.
It looks like. I mean, it's hard to tell without the colour, but
I like flip to the next page.
yeah, you flip over a couple of pages. There's a couple of figures that you do recognise. You see, as you flick through again, more kind of pictures of like ships and scenery and everything, and then you flip to a page and there is a sketch there of Jerome.
This is not right. Azanis.
Oh, yeah, was it that time?
No, it's the middle of the night. Things are unsettling. Do you recognise this bag at all?
I can't say I do.
I turn the page. There's Stormwind's in here. Jerome is in here.
I-
Someone's sketched pictures of them.
Is there anyone else?
I flip through.
Okay, yeah, as you flip through, there are drawings of Rayhasfeld, Azanis, Thalon, Flynn, yourself, Erebus, Basama. In amongst all of this, there is another sketch of what looks to be a young woman, short, dark hair and a kind of pixie cut. Difficult to tell skin tone in a charcoal drawing, but she does have kind of sort of elongated, fan-like ears that denote possibly water genasi.
Azanis. I know you can't cure it, but can you tell about memory loss?
In what way tell?
Has it been done to us?
That's something I don't have.
I don't think you're in this room alone. I don't think you came into this room alone.
I definitely did.
No, you did not. This is another crew member. This is someone. Someone's been with us. Someone's been with us and we don't remember them. This is another crew. I've lost a crew. I've lost a crew member. Who is she? I get my sketchbook out and I'm frantically flicking through because I will have sketched like scenes on the ship.
Yeah, and you do find a picture of that woman. Seems to be sitting next to Flynn at the time of the drawing. Flicking through further, you find more sketches of her working away, doing repairs on the ship.
I show both of them. She was a crew member. We've lost someone. We've lost someone and we don't even remember them. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is what's happening. This is not right. We need to get back to the ship right now. Right now.
Also, I'm just going to say above table. Remember all those times when you asked me who repairs the ship, and I went, it just seems to take care of itself.
You absolute fucker. A year, a fucking year, and you still do this to me.
Meanwhile, Erebus. Yeah, you kind of wind your way back through the across the bridge through the woodlands to where the Endeavour is docked.
I wonder if anyone's actually going to remember me, you know.
As you get on board, there actually seems to be a slight, not exactly a flurry of activity, but a bit more activity than you'd expect at this hour of the morning. Rayhasfeld has a lantern, and she just seems to be sort of pacing around the ship, going into, like you see from a distance as she heads across the deck, goes into the infirmary, comes out a few moments later, goes into the galley, comes out a few moments later, up to Thalon's, and she just seems to be wandering the ship.
I'll when I get on board, approaching, not raising too much noise.
Erebus.
You okay? You looking
yeah,
for
so
something?
yeah, we've uncovered signs of a stowaway on board.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just doing some rounds, and I found a load of stuff just stashed in the engine room. Looks like whoever's been hitchhiking with us has been making themselves very comfortable there.
Any damage to the ship?
There was a fucking... You put a fucking hammock on the picture of the ship in the...
Who does sleep there, Sarah? Who does sleep in the engine
I
room?
asked you. I specifically said, why is there a hammock in the engine room, Rob? You.
Because I played a long fucking game.
You've been doing this for a year. I never trust you again.
No.
It's fine. I'm not there. Carry on.
I'm trying
Carry
not
on,
to
this is
metagame
fine.
now. I'm trying not to metagame, thinking, oh, surely there's got to be like a register on board, you know. But Elvis isn't thinking of that. He's like, okay, so we may have an intruder or a stowaway. Any signs of damage?
No
anything
signs of damage.
stolen?
No, it looks like a sort of locker in the engine room has been sort of cleared out, and they'd stashed all of their stuff in there. Lots of clothing items, a couple of personal trinkets. Not much to identify them by. I'm assuming they must have got off here in Rayhasfeld. Don't know why they didn't take their stuff with them.
It's really bizarre.
That's why I'm just sort of going, just doing a thorough search just to make sure they're not hidden anywhere.
I'll help. I'll join you on that. Is everyone else okay? Are you okay? Is
Yeah, I mean,
Fallon
I'm
and Fallon
a
okay?
little bit sleepy. I wasn't expecting to be doing this run around at 4 in the morning.
Well, did you want to go get some more rest while I take over?
You know what? I would actually really appreciate that.
Yeah, you go get some rest. Keep yourself get some rest.
Yeah,
get fresh.
If you find anything, give me a knock. Wake me up and let me know. All right. Good night, Erebus.
Right, I'll see you later. And I'll
I am so fucking upset.
I am so proud.
You should be, but fuck you.
I'm gonna look for other signs of. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the locker in the engine room and that, and actually look at the stuff. See.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Oh, right, investigation. I'm not that good at that. 17.
17. So kind of searching through, it's like you find several changes of clothes, what appear to be like work overalls, a lot of which
Kaylee.
you had a Kaylee, a lot of which are sort of oil stained. You find a box of like sort of charcoal pencils and parchment. Yeah, there's very much the signs of someone sort of living light, travelling light.
Any signs of things that it would be probably signs of them being here like recently, as in the past couple of hours. I don't know how.
What did you roll? 17.
17 for
With the 17, I would say you pick up that some of the oil stains on the on like one of the sets of overalls are definitely like less than 24 hours old.
But doesn't
Like
help
still a
though.
little bit tacky, but hasn't fully.
Yeah, but that would
dried
make
yet.
sense if they've gotten off here. Okay. I'll go check in on Fallon.
I'm a good friend.
To be fair, fucking well done. I mean...
Yeah, I'll check in on Fallon.
Yeah. You knock on Fallon's door. A very sleepy-looking dwarf opens up.
Are you okay? I'm just checking in on everyone.
I'm fine. Do you want some coffee?
I'm okay at the moment. Just to let you know, we may have a stowaway on board.
Oh, do they want some coffee?
Oh.
If I find them and speak to them, I'll let you know. But I'm just letting you know, just so
Oh, all right.
so you know what's going on. If you want to go back to sleep,
All right, thank you very much.
I'll see you later. I'll go check Fallon.
Okay.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh no.
Or do you?
I kind of want it to be Nefestra.
Check on the Festra.
You open the door, and inside are the vine-wrapped walls and the trinket-filled shelves of 50 Shades of Fey.
Oh, you were going to make
Well, shit. Well, I was thinking about it.
Yeah, you were.
Well,
good morning, little shadow.
please don't call me that.
Oh, but it bothers you so. Pick and mix.
Well, it seems though, you know, you're not technically crew, but I was checking in on the crew. So, you're kind of here sometimes, so how are you? Everything okay?
Oh, I am just dandy.
No more altercations with other archfey recently?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
We're making small talk with
Yeah, he's like,
How you feeling, love? You okay? How's that going?
nice weather we're having, isn't it? You did a, well, Jerome made a deal with you. I was wondering if you could tell me some more details about that, because I might be inclined to make a similar deal.
Well, there is not much to tell. He desired to have his dear Susanna brought back from beyond the veil. And I thought it might be fun to deprive him of the richest part of his life up until this point.
The richest part.
Aye, he may have been with his dearly beloved for 15 years or so, but he was part of this family for much longer. Well, not anymore.
And you said you couldn't bring my parents back.
I did not. I very specifically said I could not bring them back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, you could not bring them back.
But that I would be willing to let you know how to help them find peace.
Okay.
For a price, of course.
And what would that price be?
Oh, you should know by now that's not how it works. You tell me what you're willing to offer, and I will tell you if I believe the trade is fair.
And and as part of the deal, would you be willing to give me information on who took the contract on my parents and why?
That entirely depends on how valuable your offering is.
Well, works for Jerome. Maybe the memories of my parents up to the day of their deaths.
Make a persuasion check.
I would like that advantage, but I don't have the
Don't forget, you are attuned to the coin.
It's in the bag.
It's yeah, you've been
Yeah.
separated from the coin. Never mind. I was going to say, because even if you failed, you could flip the coin to see if you get the 20, but no.
I'd please be good. 16 on persuasion. You said I think it's it's a 0, so 16.
That is indeed a precious thing, but you knew them for such a little amount of time.
Well, half my life. I wouldn't say it's little.
I would.
But
So
you have
for
this from
that-
perspective.
I would offer details on how to help one of them find peace. The second you will have to figure out on your own. And I look forward to the day you do.
And this still would include details of who and why.
They do not. I will tell you how to help your father find peace in exchange for your memories. That is the deal I offer. You are more than welcome to go away and think about it. You know where I am. but that is my offer.
As a tempting offer, I will think on that. I will get back to you on that. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that. Okay. I'll bid you farewell.
Well, good night, Erebus.
Good morning. And I'll go back out. It's like, oh,
She has that effect.
yeah. Was there anyone else on board I'd missed?
You haven't spoken to the Sama yet.
Yeah, you haven't spoken to the
yes,
Sama
Visama.
or Thalon.
Oh yeah, I'll go back to Thalon.
If this ends up being like a 00 on the dice now, and it's just like, still here.
Hi.
It'd be kind of funny.
Was it?
It was a 1.
Oh.
Yeah, you open up. It is Thalon sleeping in his hammock.
Okay, I'll just look over and he looks fine and everything. And is there any evidence of the stowaway being in here? Probably not.
Make an investigation check.
That breaks my heart.
Oh no, obviously, that's a 1. Everything looks fine.
You just get completely distracted by like Thalon's like Dickensian nightgown and cap that he's wearing.
yes,
It's just like
little bubble thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, still distracted as well by the potential deal. Yeah, I'll go back out and I'll go look for Visama, see what she's doing, if she's awake.
Okay, you go and check Visama's the door to Visama's cabin. You knock. There is no answer.
Look again. Visama?
Still nothing.
Can I listen in, see if there's any
Yeah, make a perception check.
breathing or anything? See if she's just asleep. Oh, that's a 19 on dice, a 28.
28. You can't hear any sounds of anything coming from within.
Don't think anyone's there. Okay. Did she say anything about where she was going to go?
She said she was heading back to the ship. Excuse me.
Okay. I'm going to go back to... There's no one else, is there?
Check the quartermaster's cabin.
I mean, it would be looking around for her anyway. And if she's not on, if I don't see her on board.
Well, she wasn't in her cabin.
Yeah, so I'm going to check around just to see if she's... where?
As you kind of start searching, you do find, being a drow and only needing 4 hours sleep, she at this point is well up and is in the quartermaster's cabin taking inventory and.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good morning, Erebus.
Good morning, Visama. Just checking in, making sure everyone's okay.
Oh, I'm fine. Are you okay?
As well as I could be. I think
We're not in 50 Shades of Fey anymore. There we go.
Are we not? Did we ever leave? We're in the Matrix and it's all going to fuck.
Yeah, I think Captain's a bit spooked about what's happening in the town, village. So
There's something going on.
we think so. We checked out the village hall, the courtroom and that, where the mayor's office was, and I think it's haunted. We saw something. Saw a reflection of a face in the window. We turned around, it wasn't there. There was no one there. So I think it was a ghost.
Certainly sounds like a ghost.
Oh my God.
Captain's not convinced, but Yeah, so just Captain sent me to make sure everyone else was okay.
Well, I'm fine. Do you want me to check on everyone else?
No, everyone else, I've checked on everyone else, they're fine. But he just said that she's found evidence of a stowaway on board.
Oh.
In the engine room, there was a locker with belongings or someone's belongings. So we don't know who it is, how long they've been here. So just be aware.
Okay, I'll keep an eye.
Okay, if you see anything out of the ordinary, whatever, come get like the captain or myself.
I'll let you know straight away.
Okay.
How long before we get to the ship?
Well, once Erebus has finished his rounds, then we'll go back to whether you guys headed straight back or yeah.
I think I'm gonna go back to my room for a bit. Yeah, again, if you see anything out of the ordinary or whatever, just go get Rayhasfeld, or come get me.
I will.
Okay, I'll see you later. He's going to go back to his cabin.
Okay. Is there anything you wish to do there, or are you just kind of putting your head down for a nap, or just like having a moment of sort of quiet contemplation, in which case we will head back to Sparrow?
He'll have just a moment to look on the two deities, the idols he's got, one of Crepusculum and the other one of Mortis. And just maybe like give a nod to them, and then maybe just climb up and have a bit of a nap on the
on top of the bed.
On top of the bed, yeah.
Okay. So, Sparrow back at the tavern. What is the plan?
We head back to the ship. It's too dangerous. This is not right. This is Azana's. Marin, do you agree with me here? There was another crew member. This is my sketchbook. This is their sketchbook.
I mean, it looks like. Why don't we remember them?
Because that's what's been happening here. Half of the population is just gone. The mayor is gone, and no one remembers there was a mayor for the last 10 years. This is day by day. This is happening to these people.
Is this Nefestra?
I don't know. I mean, at this point I think everything's Nefestra, but
I mean, she took away Jerome's memories.
She did, but I feel like this may be something different unless she's had I'm gonna have to fucking go talk to her, aren't I? Nefestra.
Make a D100 roll.
This stresses me out every time I've got to do it. 65.
Nope.
All right, she's not answering that. We need to go back to the ship. Everybody needs to go back to the ship. I have carvings, I have sketches of all of you. There's paperwork about all of you. We need to find out who this person was. We need to go and help them if we can find out where they have gone. I mean, even the fucking animals forget the people who disappear, so it's got to be a spell of some kind. It's got to be something on this island. As odd as I don't have any arcane anything really. I get what I glean from the world, but do you know? Have you ever heard of anything that is, can an illusion spell or a memory spell rely on you hearing something constantly?
Oh, do I use my new
Yes, use the new one.
Well, which new one?
Oh.
I'm going to use that.
Okay.
This doesn't feel a monumental enough roll to use the big
I feel
chonker.
like it.
4. I don't. I mean, many. No. I was going to say many spells have a verbal component, but that's not dependent on the target of the spell being able to hear. No, not that I'm aware of.
This person, we've literally lost this person in the last few hours. if they can be helped, if they can be saved, they're our crew, whoever the fuck they are. We have been living with this person for God knows how long. I don't know when they joined. I don't know. They were here with Stormwind. That means they've been here for a while. So they've probably been part of this crew longer than I have. This is something we have to deal with. We have to help them if we can. And God's know what is happening to them right now. We have to act now. We cannot stop with this. Grab your things, grab their things. Let's get back to the ship. Let's try and find who they were. Let's try and figure this out.
I will go and get our stuff packed up.
Not alone. We clear Azani's room. We go back to our room together, the three of us. The three of us.
Okay.
I get out my sketch sort of pen, like ink thing, and I write on my arm Azani's, Marin, Sparrow, like together, and I do it on all of us. I'm like, this is how we remember that we're together right now.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Azani's is already sort of packing up her stuff into her
I grab her arm and I just write our names on it. So, all right. I shoulder the backpack of the lost crew member, and I look around the room for anything else personal that might belong to them.
Make an investigation check.
That is a 14.
Yeah, 14. There you do find sort of tucked under the pillow of the lower bunk a small carving of. Let me just double check. I want to make sure I get faith correct. But to save you waiting while I look it up, it is a carved, very small sort of wooden effigy of whatever her deity of choice is.
I give it to her.
Oh God, what was her name? That was it. No. That's it. And it does unmistakably have the hallmarks of being carved by you.
Oh, you seen the quality of this? They could have done better.
Fuck off. Oh, fuck. I made this.
Yeah, it's a small wooden effigy of Eris.
I made this. I made them a gift. They were on the ship during, what was the gift giving festival?
Oh, the Week of Renewal.
They've been part of the crew for that. That was when we cared about this person. Azani's, you were sharing a room with them. That means you cared about them. You cared deeply for this person. We all did. They were part of this family. We can't just forget this person. We have to do something about this.
I mean, what do you suggest?
I suggest we get back to the ship. We get back to the rest of the crew.
Okay, well, let's get back. Let's stop talking about it. Let's get packed up and let's get back.
All right. I grab Marin's hand and it's like we don't separate. We don't do anything. We all stick together and go back to our room and start packing up everything and then immediately back to the ship.
Yeah, awesome. So you gather everything up. You hightail it back to the Endeavour. So I'd say that Erebus is probably about an hour into his nap by the time that you guys get back. You get back to find that the ship is no longer a hive of activity. So yeah, you are back at the ship probably somewhere between 5 and 6 a.m. at this point.
I turn to Marin and Dezanis and I basically say, or before I do that, I walk straight over to the mast and I carve every crew member's name, including Thalon as well, in a list on the mast.
I'm assuming, seeing as this is a hurried thing, that it is a very kind of basic, like couples carving their initials into a tree kind of
really
thing.
haphazard.
It's not ornate or anything.
No.
Okay, cool.
And I point it out and I'm like, I want everyone to check this. Throughout the day, you walk past this mast, you read this list. If there's a name you do not recognise, you tell me immediately. Understand? Now,
Understood.
gather the crew, everyone in the, I want everybody, including Thalon, into the quartermaster's cabin. All of us, no exceptions. I'm going to go and I'm going to talk to our resident archfey. And I look to Mary and I'm like,
Would it be better to assemble in the communal area? It's a bit bigger.
I keep forgetting that exists.
I mean, you built it. Well, commissioned it.
My feeling is that we need to know everything we can about this crew member that we've lost. And all of that is going to be in the quartermaster's cabin. That's where the records are.
Okay.
I feel like I want us all in there when we find this. I want everything. I want to know if there's anybody else. This is the one we...
I mean, the quartermaster cabin is...
It's quite small?
basic. No, the quartermaster's office is literally just the ship's inventory.
Right, okay.
Crew, anything to do with crew records would be in the captain's cabin.
Okay, cool. In that case, everyone in the captain's cabin. I look to Mary and I'm like, I'm going to go talk to Nefestra. No deals, I promised.
Okay.
I promise no
I trust
deals.
you.
If I don't come out, Rayhasfeld knows what to do. All right, I love you. Don't vanish while I'm gone. And I give her a really big kiss.
I'll try.
Okay. Everybody in the captain's
Okay,
cabin.
you stay safe as well.
I will try.
Especially around that woman.
I will try my very best. At least she needs me for something. That's something. Everybody in the captain's cabin, stay there. No one leaves. No one does anything. I'll be right back. So yeah, I go up to Fallon's and I will open the door.
Okay. It is Thalon's.
Thalon. Apologies, there's an emergency. Everyone's gathering in the captain's cabin.
Emergency.
Yes, and I'll need your expertise.
Say?
I'll need your expertise.
What manner of emergency?
I'll fill you in shortly.
If I may be so bold
I'll be explaining.
as to ask.
I'll be explaining it to everybody. Can you please make your way to the captain's cabin? I'll be along shortly.
It gets out of his Dickensian night robe, just sort of hanging loose around him.
I'm holding the door.
He gets there
My
after a
legs
couple
like
of minutes.
twitching.
Yeah.
As soon as he's through, I shut the door and open it.
Okay. Nothing. Okay, you go for it. It doesn't take very long. I only rolled an 8 on the dice that time, so after half a dozen attempts, the interior of everyone's favourite store is there.
I don't even, no pleasantries. I just go in and I'm like, you know why I'm here. You know who she was. You know where she's gone. You know I'm not going to make any deals, but you know what is going on here. Have you done this? Are you doing this?
If you know that if you're not intending on making any deals, you know I'm not going to answer your questions.
I know that. I know that. My uncle was here.
He was.
Why did he leave?
He didn't know what he came for.
Did he lose a member of his crew? Several, in fact. Did my uncle lose members of his crew?
Not members, plural.
Someone I care about that crew. That crew is my family as much as this is.
Well, if you care so dearly, why don't you remember them?
That's the question, isn't it? That's the question. My uncle went to a building. What did he find?
That implies he went there looking for something.
Did he find anything regardless of if he was looking or not?
You cannot find something without looking for it.
You can stumble across something that you weren't looking for, something that's just there. He went to that building and then he left. He did nothing else while he was here. What was in that building that made them decide to leave if they didn't remember what it was?
An old friend.
An old friend. Of his or yours?
Of his.
He found... There's someone here doing this. And a member of the Dorn Scythe is gone. You're telling me a member of my fucking family is gone and a member of my fucking crew is gone and we don't know who the fuck is doing that? You said you'd never had dealings with my uncle. You said... If this is an old friend of my uncle, has someone you had dealings with been in contact with my uncle here?
No.
Has something you've had dealings with affected my uncle here?
No.
So he doesn't remember. If the crew he lost, he does not remember.
No more than you. Perhaps it's for the best.
I get my sketchbook out and I flip to the pages with the Dawn Scythe crew. And I'm looking for someone I do not recognise.
Okay, yeah, make a investigation check.
Don't
Or
wanna.
perception. I would grant either.
Oh, 23.
23. Flipping through. Let me find... Nope. Yes. Wait. Yep, there we go. I mean, there are... quite a few faces on the crew which are kind of hazy memories at best. The Dawn Scythe has got a decent sized crew. It kind of has a capacity of about 40. Mm-hmm. So aside from the most senior crew members, a lot of the deckhands do tend to cycle in and out, which is not uncommon amongst Skyfarer's guild ships. There is one figure who appears a bit more prominently that you don't recognise. It's been sketched a couple times too often for them to be, just a background character, effectively. It's a young man, probably similar sort of age to Sparrow, maybe a little bit older. Looks to be of halfling heritage, which may kind of explain the kind of difficulty to tell age-wise. The way he's dressed seems to be sort of very kind of practical leather armor, a pair of a short sword and a buckler. Seems to be a fightery type individual, and the sketches that you've got of him in amongst the rest of the crew, there's like him relaxing alongside like Navarith. There's him sort of practicing like sparring with Aga. So fairly handsome looking young man, sort of shoulder length, slightly wavy hair.
Him. I turn the sketchbook round to Nefestra. I don't know him, but
Not anymore.
Who is he to my uncle?
A loyal member of his crew, and a little ray of light on board his ship.
He was a fighter, like me. That means we were probably close. every member of that crew is family to me. And I've lost one. And I never...
And if you stay in this village, you stand to lose a lot more.
So does every fucking person who comes here.
So then, what do you intend to do about it?
That's a decision between me and my crew, and I leave. I immediately go over to the mast and I touch each name.
Yeah.
Is there anyone there I don't recognise?
No, they're all still names that are familiar to you.
I go into the captain's cabin.
Okay, you head in there. At this point, everybody else has been gathered together. A few minutes beforehand, Erebus, you do get a bang on the door from Marin. Erebus, sorry to wake. Captain has called for everyone in the cabin, in her cabins, the captain's cabin. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be there shortly. And look, going to captain's cabin.
Okay. Yeah. So by the time you get to the captain's cabin, everyone is assembled.
I march in and I go over to Rayhasfeld. We've lost a crew member.
She just starts sort of looking around.
I mean her, and I open my sketchbook. And it's a page, and I'm going to flip through to a picture of maybe her and Rayhasfeld together at the helm.
Who is this person? Sorry, that was very Marin.
It was very mad. I was like, whew, confusion.
Who is this person? There we go.
Yeah. It's a crew member. We lost her tonight. She was in the pub with us. She was in the tavern.
Could be our stowaway.
I don't.
What do you mean stowaway?
Yeah, sort of. We found signs of a stowaway in the
Where?
in the
Engine.
drive core.
I go to a sketch of maybe her with like tools like stood in the engine room or something.
Yeah, as you're kind of showing this off, you do recognise, Erebus, that the clothing that she's dressed in is the same as you pulled out of the locker.
So, yeah, as I look at the things, like, do you not like put a name of who they are when you do these sketches?
I do not, because I assume I fucking remember them. That's the point of this. I'm sketching people to carve into the ship. This is supposed to be the history of the ship is getting carved into the ship. These are the pictures I'm trying to... The point is, everybody, all of you, this place, people are disappearing and people don't remember them. We have lost a crew member tonight and we do not even fucking remember them.
Captain?
Yes, Fallon?
You don't think this is anything to do with the coffee, do you?
No.
Oh,
No.
thank God.
This has been happening. You're not still drinking the fucking coffee, are you, Fallon?
Oh, not right. I was going to put a pot on in a bit.
Not yet. No. Not while we're here. Not while we're here. So all of you, I've carved our names into the mast while we're here, for however long we're here, maybe for a few weeks after we leave. Every time you walk past that mast, I want you all to read that list. If there is a name you do not recognise, you immediately come to me. Understand?
Understood, Captain.
This is happening. I've just been to see our the other stowaway on this ship.
There's another stowaway?
Nefestra. She isn't exactly here with my fucking permission now, is she?
No, but I'd hardly call her a stowaway.
I fucking would. The point is, my uncle was here 6 weeks ago, and she has just confirmed that he lost a member of his crew. That he does not remember, that I do not remember. That ship is my fucking family. Something here, the people are vanishing, and I tell the entire crew what we found in the mayor's office, that half of the population is gone, that there was a mayor that no one remembers. So my question now to all of you, this is beyond whatever money we would have made here. This is not about the money anymore. I don't even think this is about fucking goblins. There is something happening here, and it's happening to anyone who comes here.
Did you still want, because I know you mentioned it as we were packing up last session, I think it was, did you want to hand over all the documents you found to Basama to comb through?
I did,
you
yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so that's probably what we would have done. Like, yeah, I think maybe if he went back to the ship, he would have taken them with him.
Yeah, but you didn't say that.
No,
So,
I
so if
didn't.
you want to say that you give them to her now,
Yeah,
then
I'll
that-
give them
yeah.
to Basama. I'm going to go through the records in this office. I want you all to think. We are not sleeping anymore today. I want you all to seriously sit and think what you want to do. I am up for weighing anchor and pissing off from this place, never to come back again, and abandoning this job. But we are fucking Skyfarers, and that means we're up for an adventure. This is an adventure. It's the darkest kind.
Captain Azanis just sort of like raises her hand slightly. Says, I understand wanting all minds on the task at the moment. I haven't slept properly yet, and should you require any of my skills over the course of the day, it would be good if I were able to complete my rest.
You know what? You're right. I need to take a breath. I'm sorry. I just I've
Also,
lost another member of my family, and I don't remember them.
Captain,
Yes.
if this stowaway crew member,
Not a stowaway. Stop saying that.
this crew member,
Yes.
who we don't remember, you know, they are part of our crew. Don't we have a duty to actually try and find them?
This is the question I'm asking all of you. Azanis is making a good point. We need rest. We need to be at our best.
Right, what if whatever's happening seems to be happening all across the village from what you said? I'm not saying we leave, but I'm saying what if we cast off and just spend the rest of the night a few hundred yards anchored offshore?
It's not a bad idea. I'm loath to leave even a little.
I mean, we're still going to be in eyesight of the place. It's just
All right.
making sure nobody else leaves, nobody comes on board.
So,
Sounds-
what I'm asking, first of all, I will hear you about what I'm asking. We have lost a member of a crew. I want to rescue them, whoever they are. And I want to end what's happening here. But I want you all to understand what we're risking. Do we stay? I'm not leaving until we have figured this out, or we are not or there's none of us left to go.
It might sound like daft sort of thing, but maybe put up some posters of the missing crew member and saying, basically, missing, report if seen, report to.
Have you seen this person?
Yes. And even if they see the thing, they might get curious, be like, "What's this about?" and come to the ship.
Well, funnily enough, that's not a bad shout, but let's go one step further and go in and expose that in there. There's a whole building up there, there's a
What, the
whole
ghost?
room. I will fucking stab you. Again. There's a room up there with a massive portrait that has the date that she became mayor and no one remembers her. I am inclined to make a fucking ruckus in this village and bring that portrait out for its people to see. Prop it up in the fucking church, outside of the church.
If I remember rightly, I don't think the ghost actually resembled the
I
portrait.
will fucking stab you, Erebus. I mean it.
It didn't resemble the portrait, did it?
No,
If
we
I
said
remember
at
rightly,
the
no,
time
yeah.
it didn't. So all of you, do you wish to leave and save ourselves, or do we want to save someone who is a member of this family, whether we remember them or not, and stop whatever is happening here?
What if they don't remember who they are?
Well,
Or
then we'll
remember
fucking
us?
find them, and then we can deal with that when we do.
Honestly, I'm not going to pretend to understand what is going on here, but this is what we all signed up for.
It is.
This is the job.
All right.
Let's go be big goddamn heroes.
I knew I loved you. All right. So that is a vote. If anyone would rather not be here, say so now.
Yeah. There's no sort of noises of dissent, no one raising a hand in a nay vote. Everyone seems to be on board.
In that case, everyone seems to be on board, you fucker. In
Well,
that case,
almost.
Rayhasfeld, take us out, a little beyond.
Yeah,
Still
I won't
inside.
Take us far.
still in sight. We'll stop, we'll rest. Everybody gets as much rest as you need. Take the day. We will meet up this evening and we'll return to that island, and then we are going to give them fucking hell until we find our missing crew member.
Right. I'm sorry, give who hell?
Whoever is doing this.
Okay,
I
just
have
as
a
long as
theory.
we're not. I
Not the
understand.
people.
Yeah, I understand tensions are high at the moment, but I won't be a part of terrorising innocent bystanders.
The point is to save them, not to terrorise them. There's a bunch of sheep out there that I really should get fed.
So is that a metaphor for the towns?
No. I spoke to a sheep, and whoever's been feeding them, they
Oh,
don't
an
remember.
actual sheep.
An actual sheep.
Okay.
They're starving because someone used to feed them, and they don't remember who they are, and they don't feed them anymore, so they're gone too.
So this is. You say this is affecting the animals as well as.
Which is why I was wondering if there was something that is in the air that they can hear.
There's very few magic. Well, no magics I'm personally aware of that affect both people and beasts.
The fish as well. I wonder if the fish... I should probably go talk to the fish. Oh, fuck.
Things you only say in D&D.
I should probably go talk to the fish. The fish know.
Something smells fishy. Yeah.
All right, the rest of you go about your business. I'm going to go have a conversation with the fish, maybe a few of the animals in the woods
Wait,
before we
so
cast off.
Before we cast.
Before we
Okay,
cast
yeah, that's
off.
what I was going to ask.
I won't be long, 10 minutes or so. I'll talk to one, maybe two.
Maybe put some posters up.
Not right now, Erebus. We need to make the fucking posters first.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know.
All right. Again, pairs. Again, you walk past the mast, you read that list, you immediately alert someone if there's a name you do not recognise on that list. Okay. Right. I walk out. I'd prefer someone to watch me from the banisters. You know, if I, the deck of the ship. If I suddenly vanish, or you don't know why you're standing there, come and talk to someone.
I'll have eyes on you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vasama sort of heads back to the quartermaster's office, taking Fallon with her, with basically handfuls of the documents that you've thrown her way, so she can start kind of combing her way through them. Azani's heads back to the
Infirmary?
that's the word, thank you. And Marin follows to join her. Rayhasfeld just sort of stubbornly stays up, and she's just kind of stood up by the ship's wheel, sort of waiting to cast off, with Fallon stood next to her.
Yeah, I am going to go to the nearest lagoon and put my head in. Cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Morning, I
good
guess. I was going to say evening, but it's morning.
Evening. Yeah, morning.
Hi. Do people... Do strange things happen and you forget people or things?
Well, I mean, we see a lot of folks. We don't remember all of them.
No, I know,
Lot
but
of
you don't
people.
remember all of them. But do you ever remember someone maybe just vanishing while you've been watching? Or you're watching something and you don't know what you were watching?
No, I don't think so. I mean, there's less folks around here than there used to be.
You remember there was a lot of people?
Oh, well, I don't, but I think Steve. You've been here a while, haven't you? Oh yeah, I've been here quite a while. Do you remember the there used to be more folks here? Yeah, there used to be an awful lot of folks with the old hooks and the lines. It's a lot safer since they stopped coming down here. There's only one that comes down now.
So there used to be a lot more?
Yeah.
Do you know whenabouts they stopped coming?
Oh, well, I mean, it's... when did we start noticing it, Steve? It was about 6 months ago, I think. Yeah. I mean, didn't think of anything of it back then. I mean, there used to be...
Just a relief.
It used to be about sort of 15, 20 people. And then it kind of went down a little bit to, sort of 15 at the most, I suppose. It's been a gradual decline. Yeah, down to just one now.
But you remember that. Why would you remember that and nobody else does?
Yeah, couldn't tell you what they look like. We don't really see them very much from this angle.
No, but you remember they existed.
Oh yeah, can't really miss them.
You remember them. I know I asked if you'd see any goblins, but you said no.
No, not really. No.
So
We'll keep an eye out for them though, if you want.
please do. How about this? I'm going to check in a couple of times today, and if I don't, and you can't tell anyone. Just remember my face, if you don't mind. If I vanish off the face of the world, at least someone remembers me. Thank you for your time.
All right, yeah, we'll remember. You came down swimming with the lass with the green hair, didn't you?
Yeah, my lass.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
And the other, the blue lady with the black hair.
There were 3 of us.
Oh yeah.
What was she like? The lass with the black hair.
Well, 2 arms, 2 legs.
Did we look happy together?
Oh yeah, she seemed to be enjoying it. She seemed to be kind of keeping herself to herself a little bit, giving you and the other one a bit of space.
Poor girl.
Um,
There were 3 of us.
Yeah, all seemed to be just enjoying being under the water, it looked like.
Well, it's been a while, to be fair. But you remember her. Why would you remember her? Because she.
Do you not?
We
She
don't
was with
remember
you.
her. There's magic above
Well, you
the
should
water.
probably think about it harder then.
Probably think about it harder.
Yeah, if you're forgetting things, and just think about them a bit more, and then you might remember.
I'm trying. You don't hear much in the water, do you? Not from above.
Not really. No, I can hear you.
You can hear me now, and you could see
Yeah.
and hear us before. Thank you.
All right, no worries.
I get out of the water, and I'm going to walk into the woods and look around for any life.
Okay, yeah, make a I'm going to say animal handling check. See if you can entice something.
That's a 5 on the dice. 10 total.
10. It takes you a little while.
I have still got to speak with animals up, so I'm like, oi, hello, is anyone around?
You do eventually draw the attention of an owl in one of the higher branches of one of the trees. Hello?
All right, sorry to disturb you when you're probably going to bed.
I was just looking for something to eat.
Oh,
You got any mice?
I do not, I'm afraid.
You got? I'll take a vole. You got a vole?
I do not have a vole.
What about stoat?
No,
Squirrel.
none on me.
Can
Can I ask a question? Did you see me and my crew walk through here earlier?
No. I've not long
seen it.
woken up.
Have you seen there's a lot of people, what do you mean you've not woken up? It's, you're a nocturnal creature and it's...
Yeah, it's the middle of the night.
It is still, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm losing track of everything. Do you recall lots of people moving around these woods and this island that are not here now?
No, not really.
Is it all about the same? It's always been?
Yeah.
What about 6 months ago? Were there a lot more people, or is it all about the same?
No, I know. No, I think it's pretty much as it is, as it's always been. Yeah, a few more rundown buildings now than there were back then.
There are. Thank you. I go back to the ship and I
No
immediately
problem.
look at you.
Why?
The fish remember.
Fuck, that needs to be a t-shirt
The
slogan.
fish remember. The fish remember.
The fish, don't they have like short memory spans?
Do not question me, I spoke to them. They remember. And they're the only creatures that do. Why do you think that apothecary was ransacked? And where we found those potions, there were maybe more. They're very specific. They're potions of deafness. I'm starting to think the fish remember because they can't hear something. think there's something in the air. We need to talk to Thalen. Rayhasfeld, cast off. Get us away from this.
Okay, casting off. And that takes about sort of 10-15 minutes to get the ship cast off. Because you're only moving a short distance away, it's not like, sail have to be unfurled or anything. It is just a kind of very slow, casual manoeuvre to move a little distance away. The stasis anchors are engaged and the ship is held in place about sort of 200 yards or so off the edge of the cliff line.
All right, Thalen. Where's Thalen? Has he gone back to his shop?
Thalen was next to Rayhasfeld at the helm.
I go up to him. Thalen, those potions that Erebus had you identify, potions of deafness?
Yes.
Do you know of any magics that can manipulate people's memories or manipulate people's minds purely by sound that we maybe wouldn't detect?
Interesting. I'm quite well versed in the arcane, and I can't say I am familiar with such magic.
There are creatures that can do it though, aren't there? Like sirens can bring people in with their songs, and you can get charmed by things people say. Would it not stand to reason that maybe someone is using a similar technique, but it's just something that either you forget that you're hearing it, or that...
Potentially.
You'd have to be pretty powerful to do that though.
Indeed. I'm not aware of any creatures with such potent abilities.
See, if Flynn was here, he's a powerful wizard. He'd be able to tell us.
He would.
Fireball the whole village.
He would. What time is it? It's too early. I can't call him. Get some sleep, Erebus. I've slept. I'm as awake as I'm going to be. Thank you, Thalen. Please think on it. If you can find anything that can help with this, please do. I'd very much appreciate it. I'll pay you for your time. I'll compensate you. I appreciate that you are on this ship to make a living, and I'm sorry that we tend to exploit that.
I'm glad to assist.
Much appreciated. Please get some rest yourself. I'm sorry we disturbed you. We should be safe. Rayhasfeld.
Oh, hang on. Does he actually make it back to his shop?
Oh, yeah.
I'm rolling very low on these D100s so far. No, that's fine.
Okay.
What the...
Rayhasfeld, I'm awake, and I'm not likely to go to sleep again. So feel free to go get some decent rest. The rest of you as well. Allow the crew to sleep in tomorrow. We're not going back until at least late afternoon. Make sure everyone gets as much rest as possible. It's going to be a trying few days.
Will do. Will do.
All right. I deliver the message to the rest of the crew that they should all sleep. And
Yeah. I mean, Vasama's already... She's had her long rest, so she's she's up and working. Everybody else, I'd say, because of basically going back to bed for a bit after getting back, I'd say we can call Erebus long rested at this point. Everybody else kind of returns to their bunks and beds down.
There's one thing I'd like to do before I do that.
Yep.
Outside the engine room, I want to cast alarm. So it's like a tripwire thing,
Yeah,
and I'll designate, obviously, the crew that I remember.
Yeah.
So, and it's a mental alarm.
Okay.
So, yeah. only takes a minute to cast.
Yeah,
so
yeah, absolutely
I'll
fine.
do that and then I'll go back to
Do
sleep.
you tell Sparrow that you intend to do that?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah.
Can you add in a crew member you know only by sight? And I hold up the picture of the crew member that's lost. What if she's not gone? What if she's still with us here? Invisible and we can't hear her?
This is the whole thing, that if...
Yeah, but you said crew members you remember. The alarm will trigger for crew members you remember.
Yeah.
If she's walking around invisible and she trips that wire, I want it to alarm for her. Oh, I see. It works by people you designate will not trigger it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
I
misunderstood.
designate the people who can go past it
Right.
without triggering it.
So the spell works by if you designate people to it, they are the people who will not trigger that alarm.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Yes, that's exactly
Yeah,
what Sparrow
I
will.
believe that is the way it works.
Yep, just double checking, and that is right.
Wonderful.
So
Yeah, I misheard. Thank you.
So I'll do that. And I'll go back to bed, and if anyone I haven't designated trips it, wakes me up.
And it does also produce an audible alarm as well. So just rereading it. It's a mental alarm for the caster, but also there is a 10-second audible alarm of like a bell ringing.
Yeah, I think I can choose which one it is, can't I?
I think. Let me just double check. I think it said both.
Okay, I was under the impression that it's.
Oh no, sorry. Yep, no, you were right. I missed that line. Yep, choose whether it's mental or audible.
I'll do it as mental, as not to like, because I'd want to get the jump on them sort of thing, see them before they even are aware of me being there. That's if they're even still on board.
Yeah, so you set up the alarm, you bed down. So until Erebus wakes up from this kind of closing part of his long rest, is there anything more Sparrow needs to be doing?
I think Sparrow will.
This is so pretty.
I think Sparrow will go into the captain's cabin, and I am getting out every piece of information to do with the crew, and I'm looking for a name. I'm looking for someone.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Oh, sorry, card. 15.
15. Searching through. You do have like all the details of the crew records available to you as captain. Well, the Endeavour hasn't had a particularly high crew turnover. There have been crew members that have been and gone before you guys joined up. So there are some names there that you don't recognise. But all of them do have a departure date on them. So like served from ... till ... You don't see any records of anyone who has a start date and not an end date that you don't recognise.
That makes no sense.
There's part of me that's like the chaotic part of me wants to carve a random name into the mast.
Fuck you.
Jonathan.
Oh my god. Yeah, Sparrow's going to go down to the engine room, and she's just going to like go and she runs her hand along the hammock and just looks around at maybe the personal belongings that Rayhasfeld just pointed out and things like that. And I wish I remembered you. If I can get you back, I will. If you're a ghost and you're still here, I don't know, bang 3 times.
No.
Don't fucking. Yeah, Sparrow does like sit there and wait. And she kind of takes out the little carving that she made of like the god and puts it on the hammock.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll sit there for a little while, and then she'll sort of go back to the captain's cabin. I'm assuming that Marin's in bed in there, because I did say to all the crew to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sparrow's kind of just going to sit like beside the bed and just watch her for a minute. and then she'll go out and she'll just go in the crow's nest and just sit and do a watch.
Okay. It has not long gone 10 o'clock, so...
Oh God, really?
Yep.
Oh wait,
So,
we started.
yeah, we did start quite late. So we will stop here for a quick 15-minute break, just stretch our legs, use the bathroom, and yeah, we will pick back up at the beginning of a new day as everybody else wakes up, and you can decide what your course of action is. So for the moment, stay with us, gang, and we will be right back.
chat with them.
Okay, and we are back. So we come back as the crew begins to awaken after their sort of intermittent night's sleep, anchored a few hundred yards off the cliff edge of Rayhasfeld. What is the plan?
I gather everyone in the captain's cabin again, and I say, Thalan, first things first, these potions that you identified, the deafness ones, how long do they last?
About 1 minute.
So use them sparingly then. All right. I don't know, I feel like they might be useful, and I tell everyone that the fish know. The fish remember. I tell everyone what I find, and I say to Visama, did you find anything in the paperwork? Looking through, anything that could help, anything that can, especially from 6 months ago?
Well, some quite interesting findings. Most of the letters and documents were correspondence, basic petitions from the townsfolk, letters to other mayors, diaries of public events, but there was an interesting letter from what appears to be a local by the name of Mr. Garrett Blacktea, making several requests to have some books about mythical creatures added to the library, and there was a letter from the mayor of another local town regarding the goblin issue, and there was a letter from this mayor, Mayor Everhill, which it seemed that she didn't have a chance to send, and she produces that as the letter from the other mayor, and that as the response, which was never sent.
They keep telling me they've not had any contact with other towns, so obviously that's a lie. This was last year.
Well, they didn't say they haven't had any contact with the towns. They say that they're because they're quite isolated, they keep themselves to themselves most of the time. It wasn't we are completely isolated and don't talk to anyone.
Farborn, all right. It is always a pleasure to hear from yourself, Clementine, but I'm sorry to hear Rayhasfeld suffering for such a dreadful affair. We are indeed familiar with the Kidranzi goblin clan of which you speak. They set up camp in the mountains beyond the Whisperwood border of our town some months ago, launching raids upon the farms and hose stands on the outskirts. That's what we thought. Our town guard has been training hard lately alongside the civilian militia, so with the reinforcement of our Whisperwood walls and increased patrols around the outer farmlands, we were successful in driving them beyond our borders and deeper into the mountains. We never expected and certainly did not intend that our actions would force them onto your own doorstep. I cannot help but feel a burden of responsibility for Rayhasfeld's current predicament, and so I stand ready to send a detachment of our guard to assist and to bring an end to this goblin threat once and for all. I have no desire to infringe upon Rayhasfeld's independence, so will await your approval before the deployment. As always, Farborn stands shoulder to shoulder with Rayhasfeld, ready to assist. Your friend and neighbour. And she replies, likewise, it is always a pleasure to hear from our Corwood neighbour, but I'm afraid you find me in a state of confusion. We have suffered no such incidents with this clan you mention. Indeed, our last issue with raiders was during my predecessor's time with a camp boss in the mountains, so she doesn't remember the goblins. I'm afraid it appears you may have confused us with another town's plea for help, in which case I hope you are able to render any assistance they require. At the very least, your conscience may rest easy knowing you have imparted no hardship upon our fair village. And it warms my heart to hear your concern and know our friends and neighbours in Farborough have our backs. She never sent this.
Probably forgot.
Or she vanished before she could. If this is still goblins, if this is their doing, then the job is still the job, and the mountains are still where we need to be.
So maybe we do the posters, put them up around the village.
Or do we not?
Well, 'cause I'm thinking it's more for the crew member to know that we are considering them
Or
missing.
the best thing we can do is not alert the goblins to the fact that we are aware of what is happening. Make them they are confident in whatever it is they're doing. Whoever is doing this, goblins or not, they are confident that people do not remember and do not retaliate. If we suddenly show that we are different than that, we're risking showing our hand too soon. We're risking the crew more than before.
Maybe.
All it will do is put a target on our back, and maybe they decide that for this once they'll get rid of an entire ship as opposed to one crew member at a time.
Okay, so maybe we go to the caves.
I want to go to that building.
Okay.
That building number 15 on the map. The abandoned building that's closest to the pub. I want to go there.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my uncle went.
Oh, no, it's not.
Is it not?
No.
It was that one, wasn't it? That's where they said.
I mean, that
That's the one
that
we've been-
map doesn't have every building in town on there.
Okay,
So-
okay.
Wasn't that the one we went to before?
No, we
It's
went
got
over. We went over here before.
Okay, I thought that was the
No, we were
Alchemist
over.
one.
Yeah, the Alchemist was number 11.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. My uncle went to that one. So the building that my uncle went to, where Nefestra said that they met an old friend there. Someone he knew.
Let's go and find out who that is then.
In that case, we treat it like the plan hasn't changed. So Rayhasfeld, take us back into dock. Nobody leaves the ship, except the people I'm designating to do this. By the way, did Lexi ever show up last night?
No, I can't say she did.
If she does, same as before, interview her,
Yeah,
offer her a
unless she
position.
showed up after we'd left.
Potentially, but if we go back, we can always we can always ask. So, Azarnes, Visamer, Erebus, myself, does anyone else want to volunteer to come on this mission? We'll go into an abandoned building, then we're going to go to the caves themselves, and we're going to see this through.
Now, do you think there may be some archfey involvement here?
I've asked, she say no.
Oh, I'll sit this one out then.
Are the
That's a very strange thing to say, Felon. Nefestra is not... You don't have a thing going on with Nefestra, do you? I thought your bit of archery was back in Coral Harbour.
Oh, yes, he is.
Have you just got a thing for archfey in general then?
Everyone likes a bit of archfey, don't they?
No. No, they don't. Okay.
what are the I want to say Illuminati doing, but the Illumini or what?
Lumine.
Illumini?
Oh, the Lumine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's still just potting around doing.
They never came back last night. You still remember them, but they're it's like if you sort of squint hard enough on the horizon, you can see sort of a faint blue glow where they're probably kind of just wandering around town.
All right. Take us. So again, that's my party. Is there anyone who wants to volunteer for this mission? Considering we've lost one of our own, considering this is going to be a hard one. Does anyone else want to accompany us?
I mean, I would, but then that would like have a party of mostly NPCs, so I'm going to stay behind.
I don't know quite what you said there, Rayhasfeld, but it makes sense. All right. Bring what you can. Stay close. Same remains. We're not going to split up. We're all going together. I inscribe on my arm and I instruct you, Azanis and Vasama to do the same, then our names, like, together.
Okay.
There's 4 of us.
Are we actually carving the names into our arm?
No, Erebus is
Because
fucking ink.
mine's already there.
What?
Nothing. Okay.
I'm just saying, write it on your arm so that...
I mean, we don't really need to write our own names, do we? If we just
No.
write the names of the other 3.
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to have who you're with on your
Yeah.
arm, and
Okay.
if we get in the habit of all of us just checking, you were supposed to be with 3 people, those are the names of the 3 people you're with, and everybody on the ship, same applies to the mast. You check the mast, you check the list.
Who's Leon Varindra?
All right, are we agreed? Everybody?
Yes.
Agreed, Captain.
Rayhasfeld, send us in. If we're not back by this time tomorrow, by late afternoon tomorrow evening.
Do you want us to remain docked, or do you want us to head back out to a safe distance after you've departed?
I still think this girl Lexi needs to come on this crew, so I'd rather you stay. Nights, by all means. If you get people need to sleep, I'd rather you slept in safety.
Understood.
Maybe no, excuse me, Thalon, for saying so. Maybe no customers on the ship for the time being.
I don't think I'm going to see much trade here anyway.
Apologies, we'll find somewhere that's a bit more of a social hub for you. All right, so again, if we're not back by tomorrow evening, Rayhasfeld, assume we're not going to be, take the ship. Go wherever you need to, it'll be your ship by then. Meet my uncle's ship at the Nexus Laboratory in the Silver Spires. Take his lead on whatever he wants to do from there. That's assuming we don't come back. All right, let's dock, let's go.
Right.
Yeah, Rayhasfeld brings the ship back in, you moor back up again, and yeah, you head off. You do see, as you're passing by, the young human man back at the fishing hut, opening up and taking out his rods and nets and everything to head down to the lagoon below. Gives you a wave.
Did you ever find that maybe there's more equipment here than just you had?
What? No, I mean, I've got my equipment in here. This is my shed, my hut. So.
It is, but have you ever found other people's equipment, places you didn't expect?
Well, I don't go looking in the other huts. They're all abandoned and out of use.
Since when?
No, I don't remember anyone ever using them. So it must have been before my time.
Do they look newer than that? Think about it.
I don't know. I'm not really very much of a wood mason.
I'm saying you probably had friends here who's fished
Oh.
beside you,
Yeah, I've had friends before. They've mostly left.
but ones you don't remember leaving.
How would they know?
Well, I've still got friends in town that didn't leave.
Have you ever seen another boat just floating on the surface like someone just vanished from in it?
No.
Ignorance really is fucking bliss, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So I'm leading everybody to that. Actually, we'll go to that X marks the spot first because it's the first building that's there.
Okay. Yeah, you head into town, and short distance into the village, you do come across the store labelled X marks the spot, which was where you saw everyone basically in the first time round. Yeah, many various sort of trinkets, antiquities in the window.
Is it open?
It does appear to be open. Doesn't seem to be locked.
Gonna look in. Anyone
Yeah.
in there?
Yeah, you look in and you see a kind of small, frail-looking gnomish individual, very kind of heavily lined face, very big, thick pair of glasses, and he just kind of is just squinting and staring back at you through the window. You see as a younger gnomish figure, a young woman in overalls, comes over and just sort of taps him on the shoulder, and he kind of goes from squinting at you to looking to her, and they seem to be engaged in conversation about something.
Tell you, there's people in there.
I believe one of them might be our prospective crewmate. So,
Should we go and find out?
not right now. I go in.
Okay, yeah, you head in. There's a ding, ding, ding. There's the there it is. As you cross the threshold of the shop, and the old figure sort of turns back to you. Yeah.
Oh, hello there. Welcome to Xbox the Spot. Yeah, in the market for something in particular.
We are not, but I'd like a word with the wee lass there.
Yeah, hello.
Lexi?
Yeah, that's me. Aye.
Who's her?
It would be, yeah.
How are you doing, are you, Lexi?
Well, we don't know Lexi, but she requested position on a skyship.
Oh, you're a Skyfarer.
Captain of the Twilight Endeavour.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, I've been waiting so long. She kind of hands out, reaches out a hand to you.
I shake her hand.
Lexi Nipper. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. We are looking for a new crew member.
Oh, wonderful. What do you need from me?
Well, to be honest, we're on a mission right now, and if you wish to join us as, for example, a trial to see how you'd cope with Skyfaring life.
Oh, absolutely. Where are we going?
Well, honestly, this all depends on what you wish to have out of being a Skyfarer. Do you just want to be basic crew, or would you rather have the adventure side as well?
Oh, just basic crew. I'm good with my hands. I'm
in that case,
good sort of handy lass around town.
All right. In that case, go talk to my first mate, Rayhasfeld. She's on the ship as is at dock. You'll see it. You can't miss it. She may not let you aboard the ship, but if you can have a conversation with her from standing on the dock, I guess. We're on a mission at the moment, but she'll talk to you. She'll find out if you're what we're looking for, and hopefully I'll see you a little bit later, and we'll make a final decision.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll hopefully see you later then.
Right.
Okay. I'll see you a bit later, Grandpappy. Okay.
Alright, okay, and so, what you want to be buying off?
Nothing for us, thanks, bye. I leave. I do go to Azana's and I just say, it sounds like she's not particularly into the adventuring side, so I didn't really think it were right to drag her along.
I know that seems perfectly fair.
I'm loath.
Seems a pleasant young lady.
She did, but if our missing crew member was a handy person, like they fixed the ship, this feels like replacing them when we're ignorant enough.
So we'll probably get them killed later anyway.
I'd rather be sure that they're not coming back from whatever has happened before we take on any crew that might be seen as replacing them. I cannot deal with that right now.
Well, we don't know what's happened to the other crew member yet.
So we wait to hire anyone else to fill that position until we know for sure.
Well, we could have two people doing that position, because if it's two handy people, they'd get things done quicker.
I feel like
if they work
the
together.
ship's been working perfectly with whoever's been doing the repairs without a problem. I'd rather, if they want additional help, I want them to stand in front of me and tell me that.
Okay.
Then again, we've been talking about hiring Lexi since before we got here. So maybe this is fucked up. Maybe they were on board with that because...
Well, maybe they could have done with the extra pair of hands. Because maintaining a ship on your own cannot be easy.
We lost this crew member last night, and when we were...
Also, you didn't, until you got here, you didn't know that Lexi was a handywoman. All the details you had was prospective recruit.
And now,
Lexi,
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I want this crew member to tell me to my face that they need help before I hire someone like that.
Okay.
All right, come on, let's carry on. Let's do what we came here to do. So yeah, heading towards the abandoned building that was pointed out as where Leon...
Okay. Yeah, you follow the directions you were given, and
has Azani's had a long rest, by the way?
Yes.
Because, yes, great, okay.
Yeah, you follow the directions you were given to what seems to be the right building. This one doesn't seem to have been long abandoned. It's not even particularly evident at a first glance that it is really an abandoned building. It just it more stands out amongst the surrounding occupied homes by the fact that it's got a little bit more sort of dirt on the walls. The windows clearly haven't been cleaned anytime recently. The hedges outside are a little bit overgrown. The flower beds haven't been weeded. But in terms of the structure of the building, it's all kind of very much intact.
Any footprints, recent footprints or anything?
Make an investigation check.
Can it be survival?
Yeah, I'd allow survival.
Oh, okay. Oh, not 20 for 20.
Natural 20, nothing
6.
Nothing recent.
No? Oh, okay. I can't see any evidence of activity.
I try the door.
The door appears to be locked. There is no answer.
Erebus, can you check it? Get us in.
Yeah, I'll. Was it locked? Did you say?
Yes. Yeah,
I'll try and pick the lock.
yeah, go for it.
19 plus stuff.
Yeah. The lock kind of opens up nice and swift and easy, and opens up into a modest living room. It's a little bit cluttered. You get the impression that the occupants were perhaps, if not necessarily hoarders, certainly hoarder adjacent. There's a couple of kind of very plush, comfortable armchairs either side of a circular table that's set in front of the fireplace, which is long extinguished. There are various sort of knickknacks and trinkets and personal possessions. You kind of get the impression from the living room that probably an elderly couple lived in this place.
Anything that would determine or let me know how long this has been abandoned for? Any food that looks like it's just been rotted away for just a week or anything like that?
Make a perception or investigation check.
Oh, perception for me. What am I doing? 12. Sorry. Yeah.
12. Difficult to tell really. There's no food stuff that's been left out, as if that kind of telltale sign of everyone abandoned, disappearing suddenly. It's, you wouldn't exactly call it tidy, but it's not grim and dirty.
I just say, everybody spread out if you find anything of interest, especially something relating to the Dornsife, my uncle. I give a brief description for those who don't know my uncle. Apparently, whoever was here, they were an old friend, according to Nefestra. I don't know. There's some kind of connection here. Mm-hmm. This is the last place they came. We can assume it's been abandoned for at least 6 weeks. Tread carefully. Find anything of interest.
I'll go looking for anything that looks like a desk or anything that might hold documents.
Don't see anything like a desk or anything in living room. If you guys are going to be splitting up and searching the house, then make separate investigation checks.
Okay.
Ooh, 18.
16.
16, 18. You searching around. You do find in the master bedroom a not a writing desk, but more sort of a dresser, which looks equally cluttered as the rest of the house downstairs seem to have been. You do find on there sort of assorted a few sort of sheafs of paper, inkwells, quills, but no sign of any like no half-finished notes or anything there. You searching, you find the other bedroom upstairs, which looks, the vibe of it is that it was like a teenager's bedroom, which kind of got sort of preserved after the teenager sort of moved out. But there are signs in that of someone recently returning. There's like a few personal items that have been sort of left out. There's a backpack with a Skyfarer's Guild pin badge sort of attached onto the strap. There are a couple of sort of kids like crayon drawings on the wall, which do look very old. The parchment is kind of tattered and curling around the edges, and a few of them look like they're kind of kids' drawings of the village. One of them looks, there we go, like the small, pale-skinned, curly brown-haired figure holding a what looks to be like a wooden sword or something. It looks to be sort of dueling with a small blue-skinned, red-haired figure that also has a wooden sword.
Sparrow takes that picture off the wall and she just folds it up and puts it in her pocket. And I look around to see if I can find a name or anything that gives me an idea who this person was.
Are you checking the backpack or just the room?
Yes, I'll check the backpack.
Yeah. So in the backpack you do find, similar to the one that you found in the tavern, there's a few like rolled up changes of clothes and things like that. Like this is a kind of packed overnight bag effectively. You do also find a couple of or rather a letter in there, which appears to be from, I did not give them names, Halfling name generator, go! Penny and Maldin. There we go.
Penny and Maldin.
Penny and Maldin Tallgrass. And it is a letter addressed to a Scion, S-I-Y-A-N, care of the Dawn Scythe.
Scion Tallgrass.
Yeah. And
wait, how did you spell Scion again?
S-I-Y-A-N.
S-I-Y-A-N Tallgrass.
Yeah. And the letter seems to talk about how they're excited that Scion is coming to visit. However, they're not sure about this goblin issue that he's coming to, that he's taken on behalf of the ship to come and investigate. But it will be good to have him home, and they look forward to seeing his face again.
Sparrow just sits on the bed. Oh, I wish I remembered, yeah. I'm gonna look around the rest of the room and just see if I can find his sword or any weapons that indicate that.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Is that like a loft or an attic type thing?
I would say yes, probably.
Dirty 20.
Yeah. Dirty 20. You don't find any. You don't find like sword, shield, armor, anything like that. You do find a small wooden carving of a ram, which again has the hallmarks of
I
being
would have
carved
given him.
by. I mean, it's absolutely something you'd have carved. You'd have carved. It looks a bit rough even by your standards. Like maybe it was carved
Very
some
young.
years ago.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, little
Yeah.
sparrow.
Searching the attic, there doesn't seem to be much up here. There's kind of a. It is very much just like a sort of storage area. So there's a few more kind of cluttered boxes of trinkets, some like old bed rolls and things like that.
Nothing of interest.
Make an investigation check.
14.
14. No, nothing out of the ordinary that wouldn't suggest just an elderly couple stashing more than they can kind of display in the lower floors of the house.
Okay.
I look to see if there's any correspondence from Svetlana.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
22.
22 doesn't seem to be. I mean, it's not kind of a case of he's packed and brought his entire life with him here. It looks like he just had a small satchel of stuff that he brought with him to come visit home.
Yeah, I just do a very broad check
In
around
fact,
the
I would say as well there is a copy of that same poster for the job that you've got that you retrieved from the Skyfarers Guild Hall.
I take that and I bring it down to Azanis and Vasarma and to you, and I put the ram down on top of the picture of him with me. I say, this is.
Hey, I never said it was you in the picture.
Yeah, I put it down and I put the ram down. This is personal now. There's a piece of my life that's been taken away. I don't know who this person was, but they've known me and mine for a long time. These goblins, if that's what's doing this, we
Oh.
need to stop this.
Bright light, bright light.
Have you found anything else?
Not really, nothing.
Like I say to Vasarma and Azanis, have you found anything of interest anywhere?
Nothing apart from just old people things.
His parents. He was part of my uncle's crew, and they came for this job, and he took the opportunity to visit his parents. And now they're forgotten along with him. Someone's been in this house recently. I suspect that maybe it's the same person who turned over the apothecary. Maybe even the person we saw in the mayor's office or the storeroom in the library. There's someone else in this town who knows what's going on, and they're in hiding. I want to know who that is.
Well, the signs that you've seen in this house of people being here kind of correspond to the time that
Oh, okay.
the Dawnside visited.
Okay.
So,
I want to talk to that person we saw in the storeroom, if we can find them.
I was going to do a coffee. You carry on with your existential dread. I'm just
Thank
gonna,
you.
Do you want to perform a seance?
They're not fucking dead, Erebus, but you will be if you keep on with this bullshit.
I'm kind of just rewarding that level of trolling with inspiration for everyone.
Thank you.
I'll mark it on my thing because otherwise.
If you're all ready, I'd like to go to the caves. Let's
Yep.
deal with this. If there's goblins, we know they're there. We need to deal with this.
If this mission had a title, it would be Ghosts and Goblins.
You
Let's
lead the way, Erebus.
Just carry on.
Dungeons and Goblins.
As we go past, I do say, I want to pop into the town hall first. I feel like these people need to know what's going on. I feel like if we can take an angry mob of villagers with us to these goblins, we should.
You're going to tell them to grab their pitchforks.
I am.
That never ends well.
It depends who for.
Anyone.
Yeah, I go to, I'm sort of heading to the town hall.
Sorry, well, what last week when I was trying to think of like the name for last week's episode, but I'm desperately afraid of Disney copyright strikes. I really wanted to have some kind of lyric from, oh god, what was it? Beauty and the Beast. I can't remember what it's called. The opening song with Belle. I think it's just called Belle, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like
yeah.
the little town, it's a quiet
Little
village.
village, yeah.
There must be more than this provincial. and now all I'm thinking is, it's like we're going straight into Kill the Beast mode now. Aren't
Yeah,
we?
we are. We
It's
are a
like
little bit.
we are
Yeah,
playing
we
through the
are.
entire Beauty and the Beast in this. Please don't sue us.
Kill the
Disney.
beast. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
Clearly, Erebus is the beauty of it, you know.
I mean,
Yeah, for Sam is the Beast.
oh. I stop outside the town hall and say, if you think this is ill-advised, speak up now, all of you. We let them know what's going on. They should be rightfully angry. All of them.
Yeah, just what if they end up being angry at us?
Then we get run out of town.
I don't want to have to kill loads of people.
We're not going to kill the fucking villagers, Erebus. We're just giving the villagers a chance to defend themselves. It's what I'd want. Isn't that what you'd want?
Before we go down this route, we are absolutely certain, if there are goblins here, that they are the ones behind this. Yes, because if we're about to rile up an angry mob to go and attack some people just because they look different to us, I am not comfortable with that, Captain.
We should go and find out what the goblins are doing first.
See, this is why you're all
Well
here,
done.
because I am not thinking clearly. I am very much emotionally invested in this. It's good counsel, I'll take it. All right, we go on to the caves ourselves. We talk to the goblins if they're there. I suppose for all we know, they're having the same problems. This happened at the same... This seems to have started at the same time. Or the letter from the mayor to the other mayor, he said he'd driven goblins in and they were starting to raid this village, and Rayhasfeld asked for help. And then when she writes back, Everhill didn't even remember that they'd asked for help for the goblins. It does seem like it's a bit of a coincidence that the goblins started to raid and people started to... Then people just forgot that they'd done it. If they were raiding, then maybe they still are. And people just don't know. Maybe this is their peaceful way of raiding and they just take away people who start to suspect. I don't know what's going on. All right, we go find out first before we go in. Guns blazing, we go find out first. You're right. I need to cool my heels a bit. I just feel very, very much that I've been personally affected by this. But we all have, I suppose. We need to find this crew member. I'll try and be less hot-headed as honest. Thank you. Yeah. So I kind of look towards the mountains. It's like, I don't know how far the other town is to the other side. I'm tempted to go. Let's go in, have a look. If we don't see any goblins, or if we find something that we're not sure about, we take the ship. We maybe go around to the other town. We talk to the mayor there. Find out what's going on from the other side of this. See if they're having the same problems. All right, let's go talk to some goblins.
Okay, you begin heading your way north, forward through the town. I don't actually make that mistake very often. So.
No.
Similar to the other areas of town, as you're kind of getting towards the outer edge of the larger island, you do start to see more abandoned houses kind of on the outskirts, until eventually there's another sort of parting in the hills where the path kind of winds through to a footbridge which connects over to the next island, and you continue on over. The next couple of islands that you kind of pass over are much smaller. They only take about sort of 10 minutes to get from one side to the next before you reach the next bridge and carry on. You do start to find the further coralwood that you go, and the closer you get to the very edge of the village, that while there are still some abandoned buildings here, you're now starting to see more signs, whereas the ones towards the heart of the town look like they had literally just been, people had suddenly stopped living in them. These ones there are like scorch marks, signs of some kind of attack on these outer ones. If you could both roll a d20 for me, please.
20.
19.
Oh, I got 19 as well.
Okay. You pass by the what looks to be an abandoned farm area. The crops have sort of long died off from lack of being tended to. You head over another footbridge. As you do, both of you do notice that your weapons are drawn.
Stop.
Oh, I should roll for Vasama and Azana's actually.
You don't remember drawing your weapons?
I do not. Do you remember you drawing yours?
Vasama has have her crossbow readied as well, and while Azani's has said she would rather not use a weapon, but is kind of carrying one at your insistence, she has kind of got her hand on the hilt of the dagger at her waist.
Something's just happened and we don't remember what it is. All of you, look at your positions.
Mm-hmm.
I look immediately around me. Can I see any fresh disturbance?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Can I give advantage on that?
Sure.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. Don't see signs of anything out of the ordinary around you.
I look up at the iridescence. Has that changed at all?
No. Hashtag this is fine.
Someone made us feel threatened. We just felt threatened enough.
You've been saying about that deafness thing and that. I'm going to just cover my ears. Anything different. Just...
No.
Right.
If I see him do that, I'm like, all right. Does anybody? And stupid question. Wax. Has anyone got any candle wax?
Not on me, but there's some back at the ship.
There is some back at the ship. I look towards the nearest house.
Huh. I'm guessing I've got my backpack on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a candle.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You have a
I
candle?
think candles are actually quite a common. sort of
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
I don't think I have them in my inventory.
I think I have 5 candles.
Do I have any candles?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I have 5 candles.
4 candles.
4 candles.
I do
have...
not. Erebus, hand me the candles.
Okay. I do have tinderbox. So
I light produce flame, and I
okay.
light one of the candles,
Okay.
and I
another
just
science.
allow the wax to like drip into my hand, and I mold it into like, and I press it into my one ear, and I
Okay.
press it into the other.
Okay. As you press the second one in, and your hearing is just completely cut off. Do I have any good background music for this? Oh, no. I think I'm going to go with the Thrifty Shades of Fate just because it's kind of the most sinister music I've got.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you press the wax in. Your hearing kind of slowly kind of reduces and reduces until you get that final seal made. As you turn and look around, you see the village as it truly is. The ground around you is uneven, potholed. It looks as if something has been burrowing through this place. There are looking about. Make a perception check for me, actually. Let's see how much you do see.
23.
Nice. Some of these pothole type things do look fresher than others. They're not kind of looking at them. They're not like holes that just disappear and go down forever. It's more like something has been through and the soil and surrounding rock has kind of collapsed back in behind it. So it's just sort of like pits in the ground more than anything else. Some which look significantly older and more settled. Some which are definitely fresher. You see some of them have got streaks of darker mud leading up to them, which you realise that's actually dried blood streaks being pulled in the direction of these pits. As you're looking around some more, you actually see amongst the hedgerows of one of the nearby abandoned buildings what looks to be a severed humanoid arm in quite a state of decay. And in one of the potholes, for want of a better word, there is a face just like in a state of like rigor mortis, just jaw agape skyward. Looks to be the face of the Mayor Clementine Everhill.
I just kind of stagger a little bit, and I immediately make ones for you, and I just hand you fresh, like, still,
Yeah,
and I,
to put 'em in.
Visama and Azanis, and I just put my finger to my lips, and I just gesture.
Yeah. As you do the same, your vision starts to clear and you start seeing the same thing.
Okay.
And you kind of notice as both Basama and Bazanis are kind of stagger and taken aback a little as they see it. Basama immediately like draws a crossbow and goes into.
I do that. No. And I just kind of mouth like, we pretend you don't see any of this.
What? No, I don't do that.
Yeah. And I like point towards back to the ship now. And I lead everyone back.
Okay, as you begin to move, the agape face of Clementine Everhill, the eyes dart over to you, and the mouth snaps shut, and it recedes into the dirt.
Do we all see that?
Yep.
I try not to react. As we walk back to the village, do we see anything different in the main village?
The entire village looks like this. There are just pits and blood streaks, severed body parts scattered across the town. As you pass by the tavern, you do see a sort of hand to forearm, dark blue skin tone.
I look to Azana's. I want to react so bad. I just kind of like hold on to Azana's hand as I look to it, and I kind of like look at her and my eyes down to it, and I just look to see her reaction.
I mean, being a ship's doctor, she's seen, in terms of gore, probably more than anybody else, but even she is kind of looking a bit shell-shocked at what is around. Vasama reaches into one of her pouches and starts pulling out some of the letters that she's kind of still got on her from the mayor's office, and she holds out the one and sort of taps it as she kind of holds it up to you, and it is regarding the request for books on mythical creatures.
I nod to her. I just gesture towards the ship, and I'm literally just leading them all towards the ship, and I do fall back a little bit so that I know that all of them are ahead, and I make sure that Erebus is on point with Azana's and Vasama between us, and I am just head on a swivel, trying to look nonchalant as we're sort of walking through this hell.
Do we see anything that could look potentially, other than like boulders and stuff, anything that could look like enemies, any danger or anything that could jump out, kill us, anything like that?
Make a perception check. Seeing as you're kind of head on a swivel, you can make one for Sparrow as well on the walk back.
Perception.
Yeah.
24.
Nice.
I've got 13, which is terrible for me.
Okay, Erebus, you don't notice anything. As you're getting towards the Frostwood side of town, you pass by one of the wells, and a short distance beyond that, as you're kind of looking around, something does catch out the corner of your eye, and you do see a humanoid face peering up out of the well.
Humanoid or Green Goblin type?
Humanoid.
Just unknown. I drift a little bit closer, and I kind of catch your eye.
I'm in front.
Yes, you are a little bit. I will casually go forward and pretend to be chatting to like.
Well, you've passed it.
Oh,
It's like it's as you're kind of looking around, having passed it, that it catches your eye, sort of behind you.
Yeah, in that case, I will keep on towards the ship.
I've got my hood up, so things are in, and I'm just going to be like, take the things out.
Okay, make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Wisdom save.
This is so dark.
Oh, that's in that one.
Okay.
Oh God.
Within seconds of the plugs coming out, it's almost like a sort of haze passes over your vision. The roads smooth out, the blood stains disappear. You can no longer see the like body parts scattered or anything like that.
Back to the illusion
And,
that.
yeah.
Do I even remember what happened before?
For a few seconds, and then after that, you remember being told by Sparrow to put the earplugs in. From there, for a few moments, it's like trying to pull the memories of a dream as they're fading. But as you kind of grasp at them, they slowly begin to fade until you just remember walking through Rayhasfeld, as you've seen it before, just perfectly clean, functioning town.
So, but I know that there was a reason I had them in my ears.
Yeah. And the rest of the group still, for whatever that reason is, are walking around with earplugs in.
I'm gonna try and like reinsert them the best I can. Probably won't be quite as.
They will have
No.
moulded to your ears though. Like they should have moulded in as wax.
Yeah,
It depends
but
how violent
in
your
the
ears take
in
you
the
out.
process of easing them
Yeah.
out, they're not going to be like completely soundproof if you try and put them in again.
So the illusion still is up.
Yeah.
So okay.
I mean, you are more than welcome to fashion some fresh ones. You've got plenty of candle left, so.
Yeah.
So how many candles did I? Because I'm guessing it were my candles. That
They
we
were your
used.
candles.
How many
Yeah.
did we use?
One.
No, I'd say not even one to
Yeah.
No?
it's-
Okay.
That's not taking up a great deal of wax
Yeah.
to do that. So
Okay, I'll be like, okay, and I'll just do, maybe do more.
yeah, and within seconds of them going in, the vision returns to the pockmarked, damaged landscape. You do notice as you exit the edge of town and begin heading through the wooded area that the ground around here is significantly less damaged. There are the occasional sunken areas of ground, but for the best part, the woodland area does seem to be fairly clean.
Yeah, I am just doggedly pushing everyone towards that ship until we walk up the gangplank and get on there.
I'll totally be like pointing at the mayor's office, the town hall thing.
Ship. I'm so close to punching you. I just to the ship. Like we're here now anyway, so yeah. I do not say anything until we get on board that ship. Okay, is Lexi sort of hanging around the gangplank? Because I did say to her, you don't let people aboard.
Yeah, I'd say that she's probably. You obviously can't hear any of it, but you can see that there's a exchange going on between Rayhasfeld and Lexi as you approach.
As we approach, I take some of the wax. I do that, and I just walk up to her and I just put them in her ears.
She is gonna kind of struggle against it because a strange person has just come up and is trying to jam wax into her ears.
Yeah, I put my thing to her and I put them in.
Make a dexterity check. Yeah.
13.
Okay. She does kind of struggle, but you are much bigger and, to be honest, stronger than she is. I mean, saying that, she is actually quite sort of toned, being like a local handy person. But the height advantage does go a long way. And as you do manage to sort of squeeze the wax earplugs in, she kind of looks around and bearing in mind that down this end there is not a great deal of difference to how it looks normally.
All right, I look to you, get on the ship, and then I walk her to a point where we start to see some crap.
Yeah.
And I just gesture.
Okay, yeah, as soon as you get to the point where you start seeing like the dismembered body parts, she just turns and just starts retching.
I grab her and just kind of drag her towards the ship. And I go on board. I look to Rayhasfeld and I say, I know I can't hear what I'm saying, but I say, draw up the gangplank, we're staying moored, but draw up the gangplank, I don't want any access to this ship.
I mean, you can't hear what she
No,
says,
I can't.
but she mouths something
I
back at you.
expect her to obey. Yeah, and then I can't hear myself, but I literally yell out, all crew, captain's cabin.
Okay.
So, yeah. And, and I just...
The Sama starts heading to the quartermaster's office because she didn't hear the shout of
I
everyone's
grab
names.
her. I grab her and Dazana's and, like, take them into the captain's cabin. And I just wait for the crew to gather.
Yeah, doesn't take particularly long for everyone to assemble.
I don't know that you forget things, so I'm going to take...
Oh, as you do, I'll be like, and then I'll write down. If you take the earplugs or candle plugs out, you start to forget what you saw.
All right.
And I'll do that. I'll show that to everyone.
Yeah. Sparrow is not really going to say anything. She's going to sit and she is going to sketch very quickly in her sketchbook the grim, what she's seen, like some of the grimness of what she is actually seen, and just show it around the crew. Basically, this. This is too big for us to fight. Like, I'll be writing it down, but I'll be saying it for the rest of the crew. I bet this feels too big. We need to get the townsfolk to see what's going on. Thalon, like, I'm assuming I got him in there as well. And I put down the 2 potions of deafness. How many people would this work on? You need to write it down, Thalon. I can't see. I can't hear. Oh no. I literally just like holding on to Marin's hand while we do this. I can't fucking hear you. Oh, how does he get anything done?
I do that. I'm not anyways like. Looks like you said what I did.
After about 10 minutes, he hands the paper back to you, and it's just got the number 2 written on it.
2 people. Can you make enough for the town? Could you make this? Azanis, you are... I write it down because she can't hear me. Do you... I don't know, can you make these things?
She kind of just shakes her head. She kind of starts writing out a more comprehensive answer. But initially it's just like a bit of an exasperated head shake. And she does kind of turn around and hand over a piece of parchment which says that she's... Basically the TLDR is she's not schooled in like harmful tonics. She's...
Fair enough.
She only knows how to make like healing tinctures.
Oh man.
So I just write down, what do we do now?
Find a way to make the remaining townsfolk know what's going on. Is there a way to make a loud noise that would temporarily deafen the townsfolk?
What?
I'm writing this down. Come on, we've established that. Like, I'm looking around at everybody. Something that would temporarily deafen the townsfolk. A noise, a bang, something. Azana's like, how loud would something be that would affect their hearing? I don't think I have anything that could do it. I don't have any spells for this.
Hi Erebus, it's Flynn. Have you sung yet? I hope you're keeping up everyone's morale.
think back to him. Things are a bit crazy here. There's some weird illusion, mental shit going on. It's fucked up. Do you know how to get memories back?
DM. Thunderwave emits a thunderous boom audible out to 300 feet. Could we say there is a con save against the actual attack? The boom itself, would you say that's loud enough to temporarily...
I like the train of thought, but there are spells that do blind and deafen, and they specifically say in the description that they blind and or deafen, and Thunderwave is not one
God
of them.
damn it. I mean, would it... Okay, let's look at this a different way then. Would it be a noise loud enough to temporarily block whatever sound?
You don't know. You don't know what it is that's causing this.
Could wait till they're all asleep, sneak in, then put the wax in their ears.
We fucking could.
I don't know anything about bringing back memories. I'll ask around the Sky Knights, and I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Thank you. Hope you had a good breakfast.
I can't hear you.
Hi, Sparrow. It's Flynn.
Flynn?
Hope you're doing good.
I'm not, Flynn.
Iridica is quite nice.
Have you found...
I haven't made it to Skyrain yet. It's a big country. I miss you.
I miss you too, Flynn. Very busy. I'll call you when I can. Love you.
I want to go back to that town hall.
Why?
That's where the ghost is.
Oh
Keep
my
up.
God.
It might be different now that the illusion's dropped.
Something...
We might be able to communicate with them.
Look, something...
It might not even be a ghost.
It's coming from somewhere. This is coming from somewhere.
It could be coming from the ghost.
I ignore everything you're doing. This has to be coming from somewhere. The only place it could be coming from is the mountains. That's where this has all originated from.
Could be coming from the wells.
Why the wells?
Because everything dangerous comes from the wells.
There has to be a signal coming from somewhere. It has to be maintained for this to happen for this long. Spells take concentration. Spells like this take concentration. There has to be something... There has to be a signal coming from somewhere. Is there a way we can trace where that signal is coming from? Thalan.
What?
Is there a way we can trace a signal? A magical insignia? Is there a way we can find a source of magics coming from somewhere?
Going to be running out of ink at this rate.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's going to be at this for a little while.
All right, we all sit very patiently.
Did the temple and the town hall look? How different did they look?
Temple. I mean, the actual physical structure of the buildings didn't really look any different. The ground sort of outside of them looked kind of, again, sort of pitted and pockmarked, similar to the rest of town, basically.
Nothing that looks like it's emitting anything.
Not that you saw, no.
Can I look out to see if there's anything moving, like the faces and stuff?
I mean, you're on the ship at the moment, so...
Yeah, we're quite far out.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, you're about a mile away from the edge of town.
Do we have a telescope?
Ha! Ha! I have detect magic as a druid.
Which, after about 20 minutes, Thalan does turn around a piece of parchment that says "Detect Magic?" ?
Sparrow says, "My dad taught me a spell for this. I know this.
My dad.
My dad. Fuck you. I need to remember this spell. I need to sleep. I need to remember this spell. I can do this. I can do this. All right, crew. The plan for the moment. We leave like we did last night. We keep our distance for the moment. Lexi, this is what we did last night. We moved away to keep the ship safe. I will take you ashore again if you want to stay ashore.
She kind of grabs a piece of parchment and starts writing. Her handwriting isn't particularly neat. You get the impression that maybe she's not overly schooled of an individual. But there is a kind of scrawling, misspelled, what about Grandpappy?
He's been safe this long. He can't see what's going on. I can't guarantee his safety, but you saw why. But it seems to me that he's safe enough where he is for the moment. You know now. That means you're probably not safe.
A tap for Rayhasfeld on the shoulder. Do you have a spyglass? Can I borrow it? And I'm going to go and look across using it.
Yeah, you go up and you look and you just see the ring of hills that are on the outside of town.
So I can't actually see into... so we are that far out.
Yeah, well,
okay.
look at the scale. That is about a mile from the edge of town.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
You're on the other side of a forest. You're on the other side of hills. There is no clear line of sight between here and...
I thought it was closer.
If we can find out where this signal is coming from, we shut that signal off. This town wakes up. This town sees the reality of this. That's not just us against these things. That is everyone left in this town. They have a right to fight for themselves. They can help us fight this. There'd be panic. There'd be likely trauma. There's kids out there.
But they are only civilians.
They are only civilians, but we are only 4 people against fucking whatever the hell this is. We don't know how many goblins are out there. We don't even know if this is the goblins.
You see, Vasama starts kind of hurriedly scrawling something, and she kind of turns it over to you, and it just says, "Someone in town clearly wanted to know about mythical creatures."
You don't class goblins as No, there wouldn't be mythical creatures.
Wow. I'm sorry, the low-key racism against goblins has just been spiralling these last couple of sessions.
What is your thing with goblins?
I don't know. Magic. Apparently, I have a thing against
Yeah.
goblins. Yeah, apparently I do. I don't know. I started D&D old school. You went and killed a load of fucking goblins. That is just the way it went.
Who did I marry? You're not the person I married.
Sparrow says back to Vasama, do you know of any mythical creatures that could do this? Does anybody, and I turn to any of the crew, does anybody, Felon, have you eaten anything that might...
And you can see there's almost like a building sense of frustration as she pulls this letter from the mayor's office again and starts adamantly pointing at the name of the person who was requesting all of the books on mythical creatures.
It was Garrett something, wasn't it?
Garrett Blacktea.
Garrett Blacktea. Eyelass, it's a name, it's someone looking into it, but we don't know who, what, where, or where they even are now.
She points to his address in the corner of the letter.
All right.
Maybe it's at the library.
No.
The town hall library.
I look to you and I show you where Vasama is pointing at the address. Or his house.
I just want to go to the town hall.
Why? Why?
For the ghost.
No reason. No reason.
All right. Let's go to his house now. But I do not have the spell to find the source of this. If that's what we're going to do. help me here. I cannot be the only person having a plan here. I am the captain of this ship. I make the decisions. I need all of you to step up and help me make those
Vasama
decisions.
just angrily howls up the letter that she has been shoving in your face.
You want to go to his house, that is fine.
And she gets another bit of paper. This is my fucking plan.
Lass,
What she's said, in quotation marks.
Lass, you tell me right now what the plan is when we get there. We go to his house.
Find the book.
We find out what's going on, potentially. Would you like to do that now? You want to go out and get more information?
She squirrels out, you asked for a plan.
I did, but I'm also proposing another one, which is that we wait a day. We go and do exactly that, but I also have a spell that can find out where this signal's coming from. They don't have to be two separate plans. They can be one and the same.
What is the range on Detect Magic?
It's self within 30 feet.
So it wouldn't... It's not like a sonar. It's not like wherever in town this thing is coming from, I can detect the direction. It's like, unless you're within 30 feet of it, when you cast the spell, you're not getting anything from that.
Yeah, but the presumption that Sparrow is making is that if this guy is involved, that maybe it's coming from his house. Like targeting any spell things that are around that area, basically. So that is basically what she's sort of saying, is just like, unless there is an urgent reason we need to go right now, we can wait for Sparrow to be able to get this spell going so that when we go, she can make the most of being there, basically. It's like, if that signal is coming from that house when we get there, she'll know. If it's not, then we know that's nothing. We'll head back into the mountains and maybe find some more information. She relays that to the crew. Any objections?
Sounds like a plan.
Vasama, anything else, lass? Good. I mean, we said it was late afternoon when we woke up and actually went into town that day.
Well, it was late. It was late morning.
Late morning.
Yeah. So at this point, it's probably sort of mid-afternoon, like late lunchtime, maybe sort of 2, maybe 3 o'clock.
Yeah, Sparrow just basically says to the crew, like, the afternoon is yours, see to the ship. We are not going back on land. We are pulling away. Lexi, stay or go.
She hastily scrolls out to say, I'm going to go look after Grandpappy.
I give her, like, I basically, like, say, use the wax. If you can persuade him to come aboard, we'll be glad to have him. We'll wait for maybe the next hour. Then we are pulling away for the night. We'll redock early morning. Be waiting if you want to come aboard. And then I instruct Rayhasfeld to let her off the ship.
Okay.
Yeah. If the ship, like, as the ship sort of pulls away afterwards, and we've gone like, oh no, we're waiting an hour, aren't we, for Lexi and them? So yeah, we wait an hour.
Yeah, you wait an hour. There's no sign of her or grandfather come back.
Probably forgot.
I do just say to Rayhasfeld, like, take us out, same place as last night. I instruct Azanis to, no, I actually write down. So, like, I let the crew go off and do everything else, but I'm going to write down everything that's happened, and then I'm going to remove the wax, like, when we're actually set up for the night.
Okay. You remove the wax, and over the course of the next sort of minute or so, your memories stay as they are. You remember everything that you saw on the
We're far enough away.
in the village.
I go round to, as everyone, I mean, I'm assuming the crew have, like, all got, like,
Yeah.
wax things now. I go around to all of them and say, we're safe, you can remove the wax. And yeah, I'm going to gather, so the communal area under the ship, I, like, gather everyone around. I'm like, this is a dire situation. If anybody has any reason why we shouldn't alert the townsfolk to what's going on, let me know right now.
might cause mass panic.
It could.
Get them, like, the panic might get them killed. They might.
Or it might
be
draw out people doing
traumatised
this.
Or it might turn them against us. Their entire village seemed absolutely fine until us bunch of clowns showed up.
Ignorance is bliss. I don't know what would be the kindest thing to do here. Show them where they live so that they have a chance to fight against what's killing them.
See, if Flynn was here, he could cast Speak with Dead and find out that crew member's name.
He could. We've got time enough for that.
Who would he ask?
The crew member.
The one that we don't have?
I think we saw at least a piece of her by the pub.
Well,
So there's a chance we could retrieve the body. What do we know? Vasama, you keep saying about mythical creatures. You just want to go find what this guy looked into.
well, you asked me to look into the letters from the office, and
I did.
this one person seemed very adamant in finding out about strange and unusual creatures. That can't be a coincidence.
No, I agree.
Maybe we could get Flynn to ask his book about. That book knows lots of stuff.
He is an Aerolithica. He does have access to more than we do. I take out the sending stone. Flynn.
It's not a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
If you do a
fuck.
message, that is
Yeah.
the entire message. So what's your 25?
That's
Well,
all he gets.
yeah.
That's all he gets.
Yeah.
It's like,
Flynn.
yes,
Yeah.
and then that's it for until tomorrow.
Sorry. So, Flynn. Mythical creatures burrowing that can change memories and use sound to make illusion over what they are doing. Can you find out what?
Is.
What is? Yes, that's it. Oh my god.
Oh, I can check. I was heading out to start heading to Skyrain in the morning, but I can stay in Valora's Reach an extra day and check.
I'll leave it at that. Alright, he's going to stay and look. That's something. I would rather know this spell. As much as I wanted this to be a quick layover before we got to the Nexus Lab, this has turned into something more serious, so I'm going to go for the rest of the afternoon and I'm going to try and recall this spell. I'd rather we'll go to his house for Sama. You're right to insist. We'll go tomorrow, and if the source of this or something else is in there as well, if it is magical and not a creature that's doing it, then we should be able to see. Unless you all think it's a waste of time to wait and we should just go now. I think it's prudent to cover all our bases.
No, I don't really think there's a right answer. I think waiting till we have the spell is a good idea, but also if people are disappearing every day, that's someone's life we're casting off to buy us more time.
And that's what we've got to do, lass. Sometimes you've got to make that decision. There's an entire village out there that's dying, and they're going to keep dying if we don't manage to do this. So going off half-cocked just because we're afraid one more person's going to die in the night doesn't help the other 500 or so who are sitting around.
It's a noble ideal, but noble idealism doesn't always have a place in this line of work.
I do like pat Vasama on the shoulder. I'm just like, we try our best, Vasama, but sometimes it's on me for not knowing my spells enough to be able to do this. I don't.
You've really got to learn your spells, Sparrow.
I do. Well, to be fair, it's just a case of why would Sparrow equip detect magic? It literally comes down to that. There was no reason for her to do it, so why would she? Now she has a reason. Well, my dad would be very proud that I'm studying. All right, crew, prepare yourselves as best you can. If we can all spend some time making ourselves more earplugs, whatever seals off, by the time we get back, I want us all with them in. Give yourselves 3 or 4 versions that you can put in. If something happens to one lot, you put another one in straight away.
Are you keeping the same group together for tomorrow?
I believe so.
Understood.
All right, I best go fucking study up. My dad will be proud. For once.
Okay, so is everyone just resting up for the rest of the afternoon
I think
then?
Sparrow basically takes herself into the captain's cabin and like she sort of sits with like Marin a lot as well if Marin wants to do it, but she's like trying to remember the components of the spell and she'll be testing it out every now and again and like really struggling through remembering what her dad said and like components and everything else. She's just really trying to get this spell into mind. And I will equip it if we're having a long rest.
Yeah. So the crew beds down for a long rest. It is 10 to midnight. I know we did say possibly running a little over because of the late start. I will let you guys decide. Do you want to end the session here, or do you want to get to Garrett Blacktea's house just like in the next sort of 15 minutes or so, so that you've got an idea of what you find there as a starting point for the next session to give you something to think about, or do you want to end it here? It is entirely up to you guys.
I am quite happy to carry on for a bit if you are.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out what to unequip. Oh, sorry, Daylight. And where is it? Where's it gone? There it is.
I'll give Rayhasfeld her spyglass back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Need to buy one.
Probably had one at the antique shop.
I think Sparrow's got one.
Wouldn't be surprised. It's probably in like
sailor
your
background.
cartography. Yeah, not cartographer, but yeah, sailor. Good jigger.
No, apparently I don't. Yeah. So I think next morning, like Sparrow's got that spell sort of prepared, and but she won't cast it until we actually get to the address. So yeah. Earplugs in. Instructing Rayhasfeld to be docked, but lift the gangplank until she sees us returning.
So I'll take a few more candles. So, yeah, how many candles shall I say?
I do look in the window of X marks the spot to see if I can see anything of Lexi and her dad and her granddad.
You do see the granddad in there. You don't see Lexi.
Okay.
Okay, so you make your way through the village towards the direction of the abandoned the abandoned-looking house that was mentioned on the address of this letter. Sort of walking through, you are still with your earplugs in, still seeing the town as the village as it actually is. Occasionally, you'll sort of see sort of in the distance, kind of in other streets, villagers just quite merrily walking their way through the blood and detritus and everything without a care in the world.
And they just look like normal, nothing weird about them.
Nope.
Okay.
Until you arrive at the small house on the edge of town, similar to the Tallgrass residence. This one doesn't look like it's been particularly long abandoned. It's just a little bit grimy on the windows. Garden a little bit less unkempt, like it's been abandoned for a little less time than the Tallgrass house. And you arrive at the front door.
Is there any sign of recent, is there any sign that people live here?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, that would be a 5.
No sign of current occupancy.
I'm going to be looking out to see if there's anything watching us.
Yeah, make a perception check.
21? No, wait, 12. Yeah, 21.
21? You... I think at this end of town, you wouldn't see anything there. No, you don't seem to be being followed or observed otherwise.
Okay.
Sparrow is going to cast Detect Magic. Yep. So I feel like she mutters like a few words under her breath, and then the green, its green flame comes into her hands and it goes up her arms, and then it's actually going to go across her eyes like a film.
Nice.
Over her eyes, so it's just kind of like flickering fire just around her eyes.
Awesome. You complete the incantation and the spell takes hold. You don't sense anything magical within the radius.
Okay. It lasts for 10 minutes concentration, so she's just going to keep it up. I do say to you about Erebus, the door.
Just go to open the door.
It is locked. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know the drill by now?
I do.
15 plus stuff.
Yeah. Again, these are not particularly complex locks, so very easy for an experienced rogue to pick, and the door does open up.
Okay. If you like.
I'm going to draw my swords and go in.
Okay. You head inside, and you do see sort of from the... There's like a sort of pull bell outside the front door rather than a knocker. And as you go in, you see that there is like a string connected to the pull cord, which kind of traces down the length of the sort of main hallway and around the corner to an adjacent room. You do also see at the end of the corridor, the end of the hallway ahead of you, the wooden floorboards of the house are cracked and broken in, and there is the sort of filled in remains of a burrow, effectively.
I point that out to everybody.
How fresh does it look? I mean, I'm guessing it's been there a while.
Yeah, probably a couple of weeks.
Any remains of Garrett?
Make an investigation check.
That's a 5.
No, there's a bit of a sort of blood smear in the direction of the hole, but no physical remains.
Pick something up. Could be Garrett.
I think we would have established what we're all looking for, like being there, that we're all going to sort of spread out but still remain within eyesight of each other the whole time. And the same thing again, we've got names written on our arms, and everyone is instructed that every few minutes to stop, read, check everybody around them, and carry on.
Okay, so you head sort of down around the corner, and it doesn't take you long before you find a bit of an unusual sight. As you kind of follow the pull cord around the corner, in the direction from which like the blood smear had been dragged, and there is a very unusually set up what appears to be a living room. There is a single plush armchair in the middle of the room, and the pull cord kind of extends out, and it seems to be attached to some kind of flag that would kind of wave when pulling the cord. There is a kind of brass, well-used like ear trumpet leaning up against one wall.
He was deaf.
Yeah.
And all around the room, it's like he's dragged every mirror in his house and got them arranged in like a semicircle around his chair. On the there's a kind of small desk in front of the chair with a number of books, kind of open, spread out, with another small stack of them just kind of discarded to one side.
Yeah, I point out to Visama and all of you. You say, Daff. Daff. Okay. So.
I see.
So.
Azani's just kind of gestures at the mirrors, just like.
I don't know. I point out the books to Visama and to Azana's, and I'm sort of indicating we all should spread out and start looking at the books to see what we can find and what they were doing. So yeah.
Okay, looking across the table.
I love this.
Yeah, you've got reading to do, gang.
Yay!
You see on the table Carmine's Curious Compendium of Cryptids, Midsummer's Menagerie,
Oof.
the Library of Lost Legends, Myths, Mischief and Monstrosities.
I love
Wow.
these names.
While discarded on the side, you see there are other tomes, Fangs, Feathers and Fables, Echoes of the Eldritch, A Study of Forgotten Beasts, and Terrors and Titans, A Historical Account of Monstrous Encounters. So who is going for the pile on the floor? Who is going for the pile on the desk?
I will go for the desk.
I'll go for the floor if I see that.
There we go.
Cute. All right, this is Carmine's Curious Compendium of Cryptoids by Carmine Sumian. A collection of mythical creatures from a scholar with a penchant for alliteration includes the Bagman, a slender creature said to exist in the infinite pocket planes connected to every bag of holding. Chances of existence 2 out of 10. Sparrow kind of looks down at the bag of holding next to her. She's like,
A hand reaches out and just waves,
Oh,
and then
God.
retracts back in.
the Jabberwock, the Great Burbler, serpent-like neck and rabbit-like teeth, chances of existence 1 out of 10. Sparrow takes a pen, crosses out the 1 out of 10 and puts 10 out of 10.
Oh wow, we're defacing library books now.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We're correcting error. Lumine, creatures composed of pure light, rumoured to exist in the heart of the Whispering Expanse, chance of existence 3 out of 10. Crosses that out, puts 10 out of 10. The False Hydra, the Great Burrower. Beware, multi-headed beast, toothy maw, chance of existence 2 out of 10. Sparrow kind of like circles that one. Owlbear, creature with the body of a bear and the beak of a bird, chance of existence 1 out of 10. She kind of like rolls her eyes. Panda Parrot, a creature with the beak of a bird and the body of a bear, chance of existence 0 out of 10. She crosses that out, puts 10 out of 10. Bear. This says bear, not a skunk bear or a platypus bear or an armadillo bear. It just says bear. Weird. Chances of existence 6 out of 10. Sparrow kind of like, what? The Jabberwock. A monstrosity weak against gold weapons. Chance of existence 10 out of 10. Mermaid. Creature with the upper body of a human and lower body of a fish. Pure flights of fancy. Chance of existence 1 out of 10. She crosses that out, puts 10 out of 10. Midsummer Menagerie by Melanie Blennett. A whimsical bestiary of strange creatures found in the Fey realm includes the Jabberwock, a bizarre variation of dragon-nosed twin make confusing burbles and flames from its oversized eyes. Yeah. Narkids, small sentient creatures bearing a close resemblance to daffodil. Yeah. Changelings, yeah. False Hydra, creature who mimics the great hydras of legend. Song is said to be most Its song is said to be its most potent weapon. That was on this one. The False Hydra, the Great Burrower. Sparrow circles the False Hydra. The Jabberfiend, a monstrosity weak against gold weapons. Me. Balverines, bipedal lupine creatures inhabiting the woods of the Fey realm, surprisingly docile despite their ferocious appearance. The Librum of Lost Legends by Solus Kalaran. A dusty, mysterious volume filled with accounts of creatures that no longer exist, if they ever did. The Kraken, a colossus beast lurking within the depths of the ocean. It was said to be a rival to Acor before the serpent god slayed in single combat. The False Hydra, a creature of rumour and legend. By its very design, it can erase the presence of the memories of its prey, making confirmation of its existence difficult. Sparrow circles it 3 times. The Jabberfiend, a monstrosity weak against gold weapons. Leviathans, large sea serpents, likeness of Acor. Yeah, Sparrow just ticks that. Myths, Mischief and Monstrosities by Welby Fineweather, a playful but well-researched book on the most trickster-esque creatures of legend, includes the Bagman, the Jabberwock, the Ukatoa, a creature of the depths said to be able to turn one's mind to madness, vampires, sirens, lycanthropes, the False Hydra. Whispers and legends of this multi-headed beast circulate from time to time. Curiously, documents exist in Indrabor of a researcher's attempt to track down the creature, but on the author's follow-up, none of the researcher's colleagues seem to have heard of him. Sparrow circles it and hands those books to Vasama, just pointing that out.
I have Fangs, Feathers and Fables by Lilix Ziand. A beautifully illustrated reference book detailing creatures of legend and their origin myths. Includes the Tarask. Shall I read all of it out as well? Or?
Up to you.
The Trask, a creature of incomparable size, said to roam the great plains of Silesium. What little records exist indicate there was only ever one of its kind. The Bagman.
Sparrow killed that too.
A cautionary tale of adventure who sought to escape danger within his bag of holding, but became lost in an increasing number of extra-dimensional storage spaces. The Ukatoa, the greatest of all sea leviathans, embellished in myth and by a great storyteller of old. The Honkdra, the product of a union betwixt Hydra and Goose. This fable is most likely the drunken exaggeration of someone with a phobia of waterfowl. The illustrations are oddly elegant though. Revenants. The reanimated corpses of those who died with unfinished business in their mortal realm and fury in their heart. Popularised in the Muragian stage play, The Raven.
What?
The Bone Rock. Assorted tales speak of a rock-sized skeletal creature, though they are conflicting on whether it is a single skeleton or an amalgamation. Either way, likely to originate from a misinterpreted sighting of a rare albino rock. Vampires. Undead creatures, renowned for their charisma. Legends most likely originated from an attempt to make pale humans seem more attractive. There's more echoes of Eldritch. Should I carry on or should we call it?
Skim through, just.
Okay. Echoes of the Eldritch, A Study of Forgotten Beasts by
You don't have to read all
Dreamer.
of it if we don't have time to.
No, the Trask, the Kraken, the Ukatoa, the Honktra, Revenants, and Lycanthropes. Won't go into the details. Terrors and Titans is historical account of monstrous encounters by Ivor Capek.
Anything in there about a false Hydra? Sparrow asks.
No, Leviathans, Jambathane, Jabberwock, the Kraken, and the Trask.
All right. I hand all of this to Vasama and I start to put all the books into the bag of holding. And I just indicate that we need to go back to the ship.
Okay. So with that information in hand, we will end there. And yeah, that is where we will pick up in 2 weeks' time with some new knowledge. So for now, as always, thank you guys for playing.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, till next time.
Okay.
Thanks very much. We love and appreciate you, and stay nerdy. Good night.
Oh, good night.
So Elysium is lost, but Iridica is born. We're the ones who lived, we weathered the storm. The fire left the skies, and the world it is dark. But I am still free to follow my heart. Water and air, the sea and the sand. You cannot confine me to one single land. Give me a ship with a crew that is true, and I'll show you the world. The skies wait for you. Over waves I will wander, through storms I will fly. Light weaver to guide me as the world passes by. We follow the moons, the wind in our sails. Adventure will call.